Welcome to Big 12 Now on ESPN+. Guess what? It is finally game day here in Stillwater, Oklahoma, as Oklahoma State getting set to open up their season against the Bears of Missouri State at Boone Pickens Stadium. We're so excited to be with you. Courtney Lyle alongside former first-round draft pick, former Cowboy quarterback Brandon Whedon. Shane Sparks will also be joining us on the sidelines. And Brandon, I think you probably know better than anybody what it's like to get ready for the season opener here at Boone Pickens.
It's like Christmas.
Yeah.
You know, I feel like my little kids about to open a bunch of Christmas presents. But this was a special place. These players have been working really hard all fall. There's a lot on the line. They know that, but they're excited. They're ready to play somebody else, ready to see what they got. It's going to be a fun year.
Hey, and we're ready to watch them play somebody, too. Last time that we saw Oklahoma State, things went pretty well in the Cheez-It Bowl. Spencer Sanders threw for over 300 yards and 4 touchdowns.
Spencer, he finished the year great. You know, he finished on a high note. That's what they wanted to see as an Oklahoma State staff. They went out and got a big win against Miami in the Cheez-It Bowl. So there's a lot of expectations for this Oklahoma State offense coming in this year.
He was the MVP of the Cheez-It Bowl, but breaking news, we found out late yesterday he is not available due to COVID protocols. So Shane Illingworth will get the start. He's got experience, though. We saw him last year.
He's played some football. You know, he came in for Spencer last year and played well. Got some big wins. Got a couple big wins on the road. So don't expect a big drop-off. Shane's played some football, and they're excited about him.
Yeah, he's got a pretty nice arm, too, so we will see him starting at quarterback for Oklahoma State. They're playing a pretty talented Missouri State team who really turned things around last season. In fact, they already played in the spring, remember, because of the SCF's playoffs moving to the spring. Went 5-5. This is after a season where they went 1-10. A big part of that turnaround, well, it would be their head coach. You may have heard of him. It's Bobby Petrino.
Yeah, Coach Petrino is coach at every level of ball. You know, so I think these players are excited to play for him. It's pretty obvious. He's brought 33 new guys onto this roster. They've got a lot of talent, so he's hoping to lead them to a special year.
And they are ready to challenge Oklahoma State tonight in Stillwater. Moments away from kickoff, finally. It is here. Oklahoma State, Missouri State coming up. Back here in Stillwater for the first time in a couple years. We had the walk today. Mike Gundy leading the charge. His Oklahoma State Cowboys getting set to take on the Missouri State Bears. Gundy's been here a while, and Shane Sparks down on the field for us. This guy is a legend here in Stillwater.
Yes, he is, Courtney. He is a true Cowboy. He bleeds orange. He played quarterback here at Oklahoma State from 1986 to 1989, helping lead them to 2 bowl victories, and then spent the first 6 years of his coaching career right here in Stillwater. Came back to his alma mater in 2001, was named head coach in 2005, and he has put the Cowboys on the map. He's amassed 137 victories that currently stands 5th amongst active coaches at their current schools in 16 years. 15 bowl games, they've won 10. Of course, that 2011 Big 12 championship. You look at the individual accolades. 24 Cowboys have garnered All-American honors, and 6 have been first-round NFL draft picks. Looking to add to his legacy, his next chapter kicks off tonight. Courtney?
Yeah, one of those first-round draft picks, our partner Brandon Whedon up here in the booth. And Montre Braswell takes the kickoff for Missouri State. Tripped up just over the 20-yard line. Oklahoma State won the toss. They deferred to the second half. So now we will get to see this Missouri State offense for the very first time. It may look different than last year, or in the spring, I should say, Brandon, because they got a new quarterback in Jason Shelley.
Yeah, Jason Shelley's played a bunch of football. He started at Utah, got some big wins against some really good football teams. BYU, Oregon, Justin Herbert, you know, future NFL first-round pick. They have high expectations for him. He's played a lot of ball. I think they really feel comfortable with him behind center.
Yeah, big pickup for Missouri State. Coming off those 6 games, 7 games to include that playoff game in the spring. A quick turnaround for them. But here we go. Shelley's got Tobias Little behind him coming out of the pistol.
That's not the way you want to start as quarterback. These are the ones you dread when you come to the meeting the next day and you got to watch this one on tape. I'm sure you're going to get an earful for this one, but got to regroup, get back on track.
It's a different environment, of course. Remember, it's been a while, too, since these players have played in front of a pretty packed house. Oklahoma State only had about 25% of their capacity last season. This is a definitely different environment for Missouri State. Shelley will pull it and keep it on the near side. Dances out about the 20-yard line.
They've got to bottle him up. He's an elusive player back there. He also can stand in there and throw it. But just talking to this Cowboy coaching staff, they want to keep him in the pocket. They want to force him to beat them from the pocket, and they're going to try to confuse him on the back end with some coverages and blitz, and try to get him off his feet a little bit.
Second and 12. They will hand it off. Falls up to about the original line of scrimmage. That's Tobias Little. They'll use Kevon Latulis and Tobias Little mostly in their backfield today. Bobby Petrino, the conference coach of the year, and why wouldn't he be after last season? Inherited a team that went 1-10. They went 5-5 last year, made the FCS playoffs for the first time in 30 years. Third down. They send Little out to the flat, throws over the middle into the slot, and it's really close, but it's going to be short of the first down. Malcolm Rodriguez coming in on the tackle.
Looks like he's going to be about a yard short. This Oklahoma State defense was first in the Big 12 as well as first in the country last year on third down, in large part because they were really good on first and second down. As you see there, they got ahead of the chains, and were able to come up with a big third down stop to start this game.
And they've got a lot of returners coming back on defense, so not much changed.
They do, and that's huge. These guys aren't having to think as much. They're able to go out and react. They know the system. Jim Knowles has done a really good job with this group of players. And you look across the board, it's senior after senior after senior. So Coach Gundy likes what he sees out of his defense so far this year.
Brennan Presley back to receive the punt for Oklahoma State. Falls just inside the 30-yard line. All right. So if you were expecting to see Spencer Sanders in a quarterback, not happening today. He is out due to COVID protocols. Shane Illingworth is the starter. Actually saw him in the season opener last year.
Yeah, he came in for Spencer for the first few games and played well for a true freshman to come in on a big stage. You're backing up an elite quarterback. He came in, and this offense really didn't miss a beat. He got some big wins for him. They don't expect a big drop-off. The offense will change a little bit, but they have high expectations for him.
L.D. Brown is the running back to Illingworth right, and he throws to him, but the pass is dropped, incomplete. Look, one of the strengths of this Oklahoma State team, it should be at running back. They've got 4 guys they feel like are starters.
They've got a stable. We talked to Coach Gundy. He wants to try to get all those guys involved, but doesn't want them exhausted. So, yeah, look for those guys to rotate. They're about 4 deep.
Illingworth on the throw, connects with Tay Martin for the first down. So much hype around Tay Martin coming into this season.
Expect that early and often. He's a player they're really excited about. He came from Washington State. He's a big body guy, and he just keeps popping off the tape. He's an explosive player that they're really excited about.
They've got some big shoes to fill, losing Tyler Wallace, Dylan Stoner at receiver. And it's another first down for Oklahoma State. This time, Brennan Presley is the target. You were really excited about him, too, at wideout.
This is a kid I went to practice on Tuesday, and he just plays at a different speed. He's electric. Get the ball in his hands, and usually good things happen.
Oklahoma State wasting no time. Connects with Tay Martin again, just sitting all by himself inside the 30.
I expect him to have a big night. I mean, just every time you watch these guys, they just try to get him the football. He's a good player. I know Shane Illingworth's got a really good connection with him.
Illingworth's got 2 receivers on either side. And the handoff goes to L.D. Brown. He's kind of the veteran in this group of running backs, but we already see that pace that Oklahoma State wants to play with.
They want to play fast, especially when you get a big first down, you get a big chunk play. They like to go up-tempo. They like to keep you on your heels, and right now it's giving Missouri State a little problem.
Late handoff to Brown, looking for anything, and that'll be a loss on the play. Farron Mana-Leleua coming in on the tackle for Missouri State.
I was about to give this offensive line a lot of praise. The play to Brennan Presley was great protection. Left tackle fanned out, picked up the blitzer, and the next play to Tay Martin was great protection. Shane Illingworth had all day, and with the big 6'6" body frame, he's able to look down the field and complete a dig route. So so far this offensive line is playing well.
Bryson Green is the lone receiver at the top of your screen. Tay Martin's down here in this bunch package. And they go to him. Catches it falling out of bounds. Tay Martin.
On the field is a completed pass. First down.
Did he get his foot down?
This is a good route combination. Just a little smash concept. All you got to do as a quarterback, you got to read the corner. If he stays up tight on that little option route, you throw the corner over his head. And that's exactly what he did. Great throw by Shane, and great job by Tay Martin staying in bounds.
Tay Martin already with a handful of catches on this opening drive for Oklahoma State. They'll work out of the pistol. Brown's still at running back. Now they change it. Tay Martin at the bottom of your screen. Off a play action. Illingworth steps up in the pocket, running.
This is where I think Oklahoma State has to take the next step. You know, last year there were times where they would get down here inside the red zone, particularly inside the 5-yard line. They would have some issues, particularly up front. You know, right there you got an unblocked player, kind of bust up the play. But this is where they got to find a way to get in the end zone, and not settle for 3 points.
So second and goal coming for Mike Gundy and his Cowboys on their opening drive. Shane Illingworth, the quarterback. Tay Martin at the top of your screen. They look to him in the corner. In traffic, makes the grab.
We got a flag.
Oh, but the flag down. But he caught it. Tay Martin, the workhorse on the opening drive for Oklahoma State.
We knew he was going to be involved, but we didn't think he was going to have 4 or 5 catches on the first drive.
Pass interference. Defense number 4. That penalty's declined. Result of the play, touchdown.
This is a great job by Tay Martin, giving the quarterback room. You know, Shane Illingworth goes under center. Not a big under center team, but he had one-on-one, liked his matchup, and why not? Why not cap it off with Tay Martin touchdown? What a play.
Yeah, on his 4th catch of the drive, it is a touchdown, and Alex Hale on to attempt the PAT. It is no good. Welcome to college football. How about this touchdown? Tay Martin, 4 catches on the first drive. Oklahoma State leads it 6-0. Hey, more exciting Big 12 action comes your way tonight as TCU hosts Duquesne. That's coming up at the top of the hour, 8 Eastern, 7 Central. It's all part of 8 Big 12 college football games over the first 2 weeks of the season on Big 12 Now and ESPN Plus. Hey, don't forget women's soccer, volleyball. It's all covered on ESPN Plus. You can sign up now at espnplus.com/Big12Now. Oklahoma State, their opening drive, saw Tay Martin catch a 5-yard pass in the end zone, his 4th catch of that drive, missed the PAT. They're up by 6. Here comes Montre Braswell. And he is thrown down hard. There's a flag coming in.
Number 4, Montre Braswell on the return. Grabbed up by number 2, Tanner McAllister.
Tanner McAllister was the one on the tackle, number 2 for Oklahoma State. We'll see what the call is. Dan Scanlon is our referee tonight.
During return, personal foul, hand to the face. Return team, half the distance to the goal, first down. The offending player is number 1.
Scoring drive for Oklahoma State, 9 plays, 72 yards, 305. Shane Illingworth, the quarterback, and things went pretty quickly. That's exactly the pace that Missouri State was expected to face. It's going to be fast when you're playing the Cowboys. So now Jason Shelley will see what he can do on Missouri State's second drive. Pass in traffic! Oh, almost intercepted. Malcolm Rodriguez had hands on it.
This one's tough as a quarterback. You got basically a slant flat, and Malcolm Rodriguez dropped right underneath it. He's a veteran player. This guy's played a lot of football, and he's a savvy player. So Jason Shelley's got to know where number 20 is at all times. If not, he'll make him pay.
Malcolm Rodriguez led all Power 5 linebackers, 58 solo tackles last year. Such a smart player, was a high school quarterback. So you know, Brandon, you know he's got a good brain, right?
You hope so. He's calling the defense, so he's getting these guys lined up. He's kind of the brain power behind the whole operation. So, yeah, Coach Gundy raved about him.
Missouri State's going to have to burn a timeout.
Timeout. Missouri State, their first.
You can tell. You can tell first game. Missouri State's got to call it timeout here. They trail by 6. Second down coming up for Bobby Petrino's Missouri State team. They trail Mike Gundy's crew by 6 here in the first quarter in Stillwater. Jason Shelley is the quarterback. He's got Tobias Little to his left, rolls out the other way. And then connects right at the line. Yeah, they'll move the chains.
It's a good play by Jason Shelley. They want to get him out, you know, they'll play action, get him on the move a little bit, get away from this pass rush. This is one thing the coaching staff kind of hit on. They want to find ways, whether it be screens, quick passes, to slow this pass rush down. It's a great play by Jason Shelley.
Shelley out of the pistol. 1st and 10 from the 22. Run play, Tobias Little falls forward for 3 yards. Let's go down to Shane on the field.
We just saw Rodriguez just missing on an interception. This guy is a phenomenal athlete. He was a high school quarterback, a record of 39-1 according to Coach Gundy. He was a draftable shortstop, and he was a 3-time state wrestling champion from Wagner, Oklahoma. Coach Gundy told us at the next level, a tweener with his size, but he'll do everything, and he will make it awfully difficult for somebody to cut him. He's a superstar.
Yeah, Shane, Mike Gundy told us we've had to figure out a way to get him on our football roster when you saw everything that he could do, just an athlete. Shelley pulls it, cuts back inside, falls forward for the first down, and we're seeing the mobility he brings. Nick Petrino is their offensive coordinator. He was excited about being able to open up the playbook with what he can do.
Oklahoma State wants to come on a little field pressure here. Jason Shelley reads it, knows he can make that guy miss. That's a big-time first down for the quarterback.
It's a ball spotted at the Missouri State 34, the second drive here for the Bears. Pass to Tobias Little out of the backfield. And that's a nice pickup. Missouri State's got some weapons, and you got to keep in mind, too, there's so many new players, 33 new players on this roster, so many transfers, and they're trying to get everybody ready, having just played a season in the spring.
Including the quarterback. You know, they're all learning this new system together. You know, right there, that's a good play on first down. Now you're calling plays. Calling 2nd and 5 is a lot easier than calling 2nd and 10, I can promise you.
Sewell motions over to the other side. Shelley sticks it in the gut of Little. A couple yards short of the first down. 3rd down coming, and as you've said, this Oklahoma State defense, #1 in the nation last year in 3rd down defense. Tobias Little has to come off the field. Looks like his helmet came off. So they'll rotate in Kevon Latulis, #5 in white, their other back.
This is where this D-line's got to step up. They've either got to get pressure on Jason Shelley. They've got to find a way to get a hand in his face, make it hard on him. You know, and this is a tough situation for this defense. You got to be better on 1st and 2nd down.
Latulis. No way. Guess who? Malcolm Rodriguez. The finger wag.
The guy's just a football player. He's got a knack for the football. Last year he had 82 tackles, and he has got a nose for the football. This is the guy that, like Shane said, he likes to wrestle. He was a wrestler growing up, and he's a sure tackler. They got to get a helmet on. This offensive line's got to find a way to get him blocked if you're going to run between tackles.
So Missouri State will have to punt. Tate Martin back there. Lets it bounce, and it's going to stop inside the 10. Getting set for Oklahoma State's second drive. They scored on their first one. Pokes will have it on the other side. First time on offense tonight, Shane Illingworth replacing Spencer Sanders, who's in COVID protocol. 9 plays, 72 yards. He's completed his last 5 passes. What'd you think of that first drive?
That's exactly how Oklahoma State wants to start. This coaching staff wanted them to start fast. You got to give a lot of credit to that offensive line. They gave Shane time to throw. Tate Martin was wide open several times, and it was the Tate Martin show. That was a great start by Oklahoma State.
Yeah, Tate Martin already 4 catches. He was highly touted by this coaching staff coming into the season as their new guy replacing Tylan Wallace. I think Illingworth looked pretty comfortable. I mean, getting the start, he's known for a few days now that Spencer Sanders was not going to be available due to that COVID protocol. I've got to know Shane a little bit over the last year or so, and he's 19 years old or whatever he is, going on 25. He's just got a lot of maturity. He's a guy that doesn't seem phased, and you can tell he's playing well. LD Brown is behind him out of the pistol. They give it to him. No gain on the play for Brown. We'll see Brown and Jalen Warren, the transfer from Utah State. Those are their first 2 backs they're going to use. They've got 4 that they feel really confident in. Tate Martin lined up at the bottom of your screen for Illingworth.
The field is an incomplete pass. It's 4th down.
They were looking for Bryson Green. He's one of the Green twins. Blaine Green also on this roster, but he is out today. Bryson Green not able to haul that one in, and Oklahoma State's going to have to punt.
I'll tell you what, you got to tip your hat to Missouri State for making some adjustments. We met with Ryan Beard yesterday. What an impressive guy. Young guy, son-in-law of Coach Petrino. And he just raved about this defensive line and them being aggressive and doing what they do. So great second drive there by Missouri State.
Davion Mitchell on the return. All right, Missouri State is going to start this drive with excellent field position. And look, we said Jason Shelley has had a lot of game experience. He's had stops at Utah and Utah State, but you might remember him 2018 Utah against BYU. They trailed 20-0 in this game. Here in the 4th quarter, Jason Shelley just did it himself, took it in. Utah went on to win that game. They went on to go to the Pac-12 title game. And again, that's against a BYU team who had Zach Wilson. He turned out all right.
He did just fine, being the 2nd pick overall. So, yeah, that's a big-time win. I think he's going to be a hero up there in Utah for a long time to come.
Jason Shelley transferring in from Utah State, his 3rd stop on his college tour. And there's a flag as Oklahoma State got a little excited on the near side.
Yeah, I think they're going to get Brock Martin here. He's had it.
Offside. Defense number 3 in the neutral zone at the snap. 5-yard penalty. 1st down.
It's Trey Sterling, the safety. Yeah, I thought I saw Brock Martin too, number 9.
5-yard mark off, 1st down.
Oh yeah. Oh, wow, so Jaden Johnson is in at quarterback right now for Missouri State. Kevon Latulis is his back. 2 wide receivers to the top of your screen. Rolling out off a play action under pressure big time and tosses it to Latulis. And we've seen Jason Shelley through the first 2 drives, and now Jaden Johnson will come off. Shelley back in the game.
That's a good start by Oklahoma State's defense there. You know, these corners are bigger, more aggressive corners. You can tell from the very first play of this game. They want to get up there. They want to challenge you. And that's one thing I really like about Jim Knowles and this defensive staff. They want to get up be aggressive. If you're going to get beat, be aggressive. Make it, you know, get beat, being aggressive.
2nd and 7. Shelley looking to the near side. Xavier Lane is his target. First down, Missouri State, and then some. We mentioned those transfers. Xavier Lane is one of those, transferring in from Western Kentucky. He had 34 catches for over 370 yards last season.
Yeah, I asked Coach Petrino yesterday, you know, these guys that have come in this year, there's 18 of them, you know, and the first guy he mentions is Xavier Lane. He thinks he's a high ceiling guy. He shows a lot of enthusiasm. He plays hard, loves to practice. He had a lot of praise about number 1.
It's a 12-yard pickup. 1st and 10 from the Oklahoma State 36. Tobias Little right back to the line of scrimmage. Malcolm Rodriguez getting in there.
Like I said earlier, if they're going to run the ball efficiently, they're going to have to get a hat on number 20. He's got a nose for the football, especially between the tackles. He's a downhill player. He's tough. He's physical, but this offensive line's got to find a way to get to that second level and get him blocked.
They've got some new pieces. Sean Fitzgerald, their right guard, number 60. He's transferred in from Coastal Carolina, was previously at Michigan before that. They've got some transfers up there on the O-line. Shelley dropping back off play action, looking for a deep shot, and overthrows his receiver.
Shelley's lucky that one was overthrown. Harvell Pill was right there, good coverage. I kind of forced that one. I know there's a chance to take a shot right there, but there's times they're there and there's times they're not. So as a quarterback, you're right here in the score zone. You're on the fringe of field goal position. You got to be smart with the football.
Bobby Petrino and his crew have another 3rd down. They're 0 for 2 on 3rd downs tonight. Shelley flushed. Oh, and the pass is caught. It is a catch. Navion Mitchell in traffic. What a play.
What a play by Jason Shelley. It's a 3-man rush. You would think this offensive line could get some better protection, but he makes a play. You know, 3rd and long, not ideal, but get outside the pocket, throw it across your body. I wouldn't recommend that to all young quarterbacks, but what a play on 3rd down. Big play for this Missouri State offense.
Look, his offensive line has said Jason Shelley makes you feel confident. You know he's going to step up and make a play.
The rolling on the field is a completed forward pass. The previous play is under further review.
So a Big 12 officiating crew, they will take a look at this. Mark Marsden is our video official. Gives you a second look at Navion Mitchell's grab.
You know, something that's going to talk to is you had a great punt. You back up Oklahoma State inside their own 10-yard line. Defense comes out, gets a great stop. Defensive line gets them pushed. They get a 3 and out. And then you get a punt. So you start with the ball at about midfield. So you got to tip your hat off to the special teams as well as defense here.
Look at this catch by Mitchell. I think does he get his hand underneath it? That's what it kind of looked like. The original call was a catch, so it has to be obvious for them to overturn it. I think that first angle gave us one of the best looks from our crew.
Yeah, it sure does look like he gets both hands underneath the football. That one's going to be hard to overturn, in my opinion. What a play by Jason Shelley.
And Navion Mitchell was the one with the grab, the transfer from New Mexico State. And here's the call from Dan Scanlon.
The rolling on the field stands is called a completed forward pass. It's 1st down.
If you're Missouri State, you got to get in the end zone here. Like you said, I mean, their defense backed them up on that last stop.
This is a big drive. Early in these games, you know, you don't really know what you're going to get schematically. You don't know what kind of defense Oklahoma State's going to be playing. So as an offense, you got to come out, run your base stuff, take care of the football. You're in prime position right here. You got the ball on the 24-yard line. You're going in. This is an opportunity Missouri State has to actually take the lead in this ball game. This is a big drive, big few plays here for this Missouri State offense.
Oklahoma State missed the PAT. That's why they lead at 6-0. High formation look here for the Bears. Tobias Little is the tailback. He's called on. Tripped up around the edge. No gain on the play. Cameron Farrar in on the action for this Oklahoma State defense.
And 38, Mason Cox.
If it's me, this is not the way I'm going to attack this Oklahoma State defense. I'm not sure I want to line up in the I formation and play bully ball. This defensive line is big, they're stout, they're physical. I just think you're running into a wall there. That's tough on this offensive line to get movement. I know you got a big back, but I think you got to let Jason Shelley do him, spread them out, see what you got, and get some space for these running backs.
Kevon Latulis out to the flat. Shelley in trouble. All kinds of Cowboys around him, and he's dropped for a loss. Cameron Farrar there again, the redshirt sophomore.
Big time play. Now you're talking 3rd and 15. Poor Nick Petrino doesn't have many of these 3rd and 15s on his call sheet, so I expect them to be a little bit conservative. You may have to settle for a field goal here. Great stop by that Oklahoma State defense.
Farrar, number 44, got in there. Mostly has seen time on special teams. Feeling good tonight in the opener. 3rd and 15. Shelley slings it, looking for Xavier Lane. Through behind him. Oklahoma State's defense. Wow, Jarrick Bernard-Converse.
He's the guy that's played a lot of ball. I was wondering how Jim Knowles is going to attack him here. Was he going to sit back, drop 3, or rush 3, drop 8? No, in typical Jim Knowles fashion, he comes after him. Brings a little weak pressure there, forces Jason Shelley to get the ball out maybe a little bit quicker than he liked, and force him to throw an erratic throw.
So Jose Pisano on to attempt a 46-yard field goal. His career long is 47. And Missouri State's still running players on the field.
Wave game. Offense. 5-yard penalty. 4th down.
Now it's decision time. Do you got this much faith in your kicker? Little downwind. Looks like they do.
Wow, so this just became a 51-yard field goal. Again, his career long is 47. Jose Pisano. Blocked. No chance. Oklahoma State's defense bows its neck and keeps Missouri State off the scoreboard.
I'm not going to act like I know anything about kicking, but those longer field goals, they have to drive those, down a little bit lower. I compare it to hitting a 2-iron stinger on the golf course. So that allows that front for Oklahoma State to get a big paw up and knock it down. That's a big stop. Now you get good field position for this Oklahoma State offense.
I think it was Cody Walterscheid who got the hand on it, stuck his big paw up there, number 96, to block that field goal. Wow. Oklahoma State 26 blocked kicks since 2013. That is tied for 5th in the FBS, and they give their ball back to their defense. They went to Braden Johnson. Loss of the play.
This is the end of the first quarter.
So 1 quarter in the books here in Stillwater. Oklahoma State leading Missouri State 6-0 opening night. Fans ready to see their Cowboys in action. They've got a 6-point lead. Shane Illingworth getting the start tonight. Spencer Sanders in COVID protocol for Oklahoma State. 7-9 so far. That first drive looked really sharp. And we were talking to head coach Mike Gundy. He said, look, Illingworth is more of an old school NFL guy. Like, he's really comfortable in the pocket.
I love to see it. A lot of these guys now are dual threat quarterbacks. He reminds me a little bit more of myself. He's a lot bigger than I am. He's got a big arm, but he stands in there. One thing I really like about Shane is his pocket awareness. He's able to stand in there, look down the barrel, and deliver it. And that, that takes some courage. So you got to tip your hat. He started this game exactly the way Oklahoma State wants him to start it.
That first drive, 9 plays, 72 yards. Illingworth sees something, and it's Brennan Presley. Over midfield he goes.
The ruling on the field is a completed forward pass, first down.
They love this kid. I went to practice again on Tuesday and got a chance to talk to him. He's a great kid. Man, he is explosive. They want to get the ball to him as much as possible. He is a mismatch for this offense.
A 22-yard pickup. Oklahoma State quickly in Missouri State territory. Another deep shot, and he overshoots Presley this time. But we got to look at that previous play again, though, Brandon.
Yeah, great protection again by the offensive line. Gives him time. He throws this ball in rhythm. That's a tough throw. You got to kind of drop in the bucket. You got to throw it just firm enough where you don't hang him out to dry to take a shot. But great diving catch by Brennan Presley. Good start to the drive for Shane Illingworth and this Cowboy offense.
Now, Presley really came on the scene in the Cheez-It Bowl, had a huge performance, 6 catches, 118 yards, and 3 touchdowns in that bowl game. Rashad Owens. First down, Cowboys.
This is what Missouri State likes to do. Once you cross midfield, they want to kind of heat you up. They want to blitz you. Right there they did. Shane Illingworth threw the ball into the blitz, which is usually a pretty good recipe for the quarterback. Allows him to have a run after the catch, an explosive play for this Cowboys offense.
Illingworth and Oklahoma State looking in control. A 28-yard pickup now. He's got both Jalen Warren and L.D. Brown in the backfield. Tosses it to Warren.
It's a good job by L.D. Brown just taking the hit off, but he's able to get the ball out on time. Rashad Owens run a little stick route there, puts the ball on his upfield shoulder, and allows him to get upfield and make a big play. One thing you like to see from these young quarterbacks is how in control they are of the system. Are they panicked? Are they communicating well? And so far, Shane's done a great job of that.
Looking to the corner. That was going to be a very tough grab for Tay Martin. And a late flag comes in.
I was wondering, it looked like he got there a little bit early. I love the idea, though, even though you're on the left hash, take a shot to your best receiver. Throw it up, give him a chance, and more times than not, good things happen.
And we already saw Tay Martin catch that first touchdown, and there was a pass interference call. I mean, he was being mugged, basically, and still caught it.
This guy's a big target, but one thing I really like about him is his body control. He uses his body so well. I hate to make comparisons, but he got a little bit of Justin Blackman in him. He may not run by you, but he uses his body to shield off those defenders. As you can tell there, he drew a pass interference. So he's not quite Justin Blackman yet. That was a good play by him just to kind of draw the contact and draw the flag.
Pass interference. Defense number 32. The foul happened in the end zone. The ball will be placed at the 2-yard line. Automatic first down.
So they get Brandon Benjamin. Yeah, it's 22. He said 32. It's Lamondre Joe. You and Justin Blackman, you got on all right? I
threw a couple fades to him in that right exact end zone on that pylon. I can count quite a few on my hand.
L.D. Brown. Just short.
This is where those big uglies want to put 2 hands in the ground, come off the football, and they want the rushing touchdown. As a quarterback, you get a little selfish down here. You want to throw one, but this offensive line wants to punch it in on the ground.
And we go I formation. Brown again, just not much. Oklahoma State has not run the ball well. They've got 6 rushing yards compared to 123 passing yards.
I always used to tell my running backs, I'm going to give you first down sometimes. I'm going to give you second down sometimes. If you don't get in on those 2, on 3rd down, I'm throwing it. So I give you your chance, but it'll be interesting to see what Shane does here. This is it's a big play for Oklahoma State.
Brown comes off the field. Jalen Warren is in.
You got good on good down here with Tay Martin and Braswell. If I'm Shane, I'm throwing a fade.
And Tay Martin on the near side, bottom of your screen. Jalen Warren, he finds a hole. Touchdown, Cowboys!
He went the smart way. He handed it to the big back. I don't blame him. But great job out there for Oklahoma State. I'm just a little more greedy, I guess, than Shane. But nice run by Jalen Warren to punch in. He's a big back. Get behind that big offensive line. Way to cap off a good drive.
And Mike Gundy called him a bulldozer. You could see why. Finding that hole, punching it through. And now Alex Hale will get another chance at a PAT. Missed the first one. It's up and good. Oklahoma State leading Missouri State 13-0. How about this run?
Great run by Jalen Brown. Oklahoma State in controls early.
A 9-play, 66-yard drive for Oklahoma State. We saw a 28-yard catch by Rashad Owens from Shane Illingworth in that drive. And Oklahoma State leading Missouri State 13-0. There's Braswell again. And tripped up around the 30. Well, thousands have been affected by Hurricane Ida. Urgently need support. You can donate at redcross.org/ESPN to help the Red Cross respond to and help people recover from this disaster. You know, we were talking to both of these teams. Caleb Etienne is one of the offensive linemen for Oklahoma State. He's from New Orleans. His family's okay. They have about 4 guys from that area, but the devastation is just incredible.
It really is. You saw it with Tulane having to travel to Oklahoma today. You're just praying for all those people down there in New Orleans and praying they're all safe.
And the snap was fumbled. Pops out again. Trey Sterling was there briefly. They're signaling Oklahoma State ball. Devin Harper's got the ball in his hands. Carnes High School's finest.
How about that for a guy that Coach Gundy said he feels like he's been here for about 10 years. This is just a mishandled snap by Jason Shelley. It's on the quarterback. He's got to handle the snap. That's first and foremost, and then you got to do the rest from there. So now you're putting this defense back on the field with Oklahoma State having great field position.
That's tough. Trey Sterling was the one to get there first. Tyler Lacey also in on that. A huge turnover. Oklahoma State gets it deep in Missouri State territory. Illingworth back to work. Pretty pass to the freshman Bryson Green.
One of the Green brothers. They're really excited about this young player. He's shown a lot of potential. He's come in. He's learned the playbook. He's got a really high ceiling. The coaches all across the board had a lot of really good things to say about him.
Timeout on the field for an injured player.
Oh, and that's Tay Martin, who's down right now for Oklahoma State.
Yeah, it looked like he kind of grabbed his ankle there, but he's walking it off pretty good. Hopefully, Shane Illingworth in this offense is just a little tweak, and he's able to come back out there.
Yeah, he was critical on Oklahoma State's first scoring drive. Had all 4 of his catches, including their first touchdown of this game. So good to see him jogging off the field, though.
I think if you're Mike Gundy and Casey Dunn of this and coaching this Oklahoma State offense, you want to get the running game going. You got 4 really good backs. You want to get those guys going, get them in a rhythm, especially with a young quarterback. So I anticipate them trying to get that going the rest of this game.
Yeah, and here's the handoff to LD Brown. Look at that space. Look at the space for Brown. Touchdown, Oklahoma State.
On cue, there's the veteran, LD Brown. He's been here a long time. He's the kind of the salty veteran of that room. Just a simple handoff. They blitz it from the field again. They run away from the pressure. The offensive line does a great job of setting the edge. Easy touchdown for LD Brown.
Brown had a couple of touchdowns last year, averaged just over 5 yards per carry. Alex Hale's PAT is good. Oklahoma State up by 20. Run game going. LD Brown, the veteran. Wide open spaces to run. Hey, Oklahoma State, let's ride. Up 20-0 on Missouri State in their opener. Courtney Lau, Brandon Whedon, Shane Sparks down on the field for you. Second quarter in Stillwater. And Missouri State will have a chance here. They'll start their drive at the 25-yard line. So some big news coming out of the Big 12. Yesterday, ESPN learned that BYU, Houston, UCF, and Cincinnati are expected to submit applications to join the Big 12. This could be approved to join the conference as early as September 10th. That's when they have a Big 12 president's meeting. But, I mean, those are some exciting names and some football programs especially that have had success recently.
Absolutely. You know, these are teams that, particularly in football, have been pretty good these last 8-10 years. This is obviously the landscape of college football is going to continue to change. I mean, I think here in 3 or 4 years, it's going to look nothing like it looks like today. And this is just kind of step one of that process kind of going forward. But, yeah, those are 4 great programs in all sports. So I think if you're a Big 12 fan, you got to be excited.
Yeah, so we'll keep an eye on that as the pass was complete to Xavier Lane. Trey Sterling in on the tackle.
This D-line is just so deep. I mean, we asked about, you know, some impact guys, and they really feel good about 8 of them. You know, and that's a luxury for this staff and allows them to stay fresh.
Jason Shelley connecting with Xavier Lane again. He's become a favorite target, the Western Kentucky transfer.
Those are the throws that Coach Petrino wants to see. In rhythm, get the ball out on time, throw it accurately. You get soft coverage over there. That's like pitch and catch. Those are the throws you expect a veteran quarterback like Jason Shelley to make in his sleep. And you got a good receiver. You got to have a lot of trust in him. And one of these times, you just got to hope he's able to break a tackle and get a big play.
This is 3rd and inches. Missouri State 1 for 4 on 3rd down tonight.
They're all up. Looks like blitz 0.
Little is the back. Wow. Swarmed.
That's what Jim Knowles likes to do. Short yardage plays, get in tight. Again, that's just tough against this Oklahoma State defense. They're big, they're physical. They're physical on the D-line, they're physical at the linebacker position. And these safeties are not afraid to stick their nose in there and tackle. So that's tough for this Missouri State front. That's going to be tough. You gotta find a way to get a little trickery and maybe some play action to kind of mix it up a little bit.
Tyler Lacey, Colby Harvell-Peel both in on that stop. And now Brennan Presley back to receive the punt. Trying the near side. Looking for any space. Nothing doing.
I think he could do that at Bixby High School, but I think Coach Kenny's going to...
Hey, we'll step aside before this next Oklahoma State drive. They are up by 20 in their home opener. Well, Bobby Petrino inherited a team at Missouri State that went 1-10 the year before last. Took them to the playoffs last year for the first time in 30 years. He's got 33 new players on this roster. 18 of them are transfers. Now, he told us, Brandon, not a big transfer fan, but I would imagine in this case, he is.
He had a smirk on his face when we asked. He's like, typically I'm against it, but you can tell he went out and players like playing for him. To get all these guys to come to Springfield, he's doing a great job. He's taking advantage of the rule, and he's got some talent that he's brought in. They haven't played in this system a whole lot, but he's excited about a lot of these guys, and it's pretty aware that they like playing for him.
Let's go down to Shane on the field.
As you guys said, Coach Petrino, mixed feelings on the transfer portal. On the one hand, he doesn't like it. He says in the past he's coached guys that have struggled early, but then they persevered, they stayed tough, and eventually became success stories. Now it's a culture he feels at times that's, hey, if you don't like it, just jump in the portal and go somewhere else. But of course, as you alluded to, Brandon, he loves it for recruiting, and this transfer portal in college athletics always keeps things interesting. It's a game changer.
It's become part of the common vernacular for college football, the transfer portal. Illingworth taking a deep shot.
What a catch.
What a catch, Jaden Bray. That's a freshman.
He's a basketball player, too. Everybody I talked to, they said he's raw, but the guy can go up and get it. He's a big body guy. Hadn't played a ton of football, but he's a basketball player, as you can see there. What a catch. Good throw by Shane Illingworth.
A 36-yard pickup. Jaden Bray caught 2 touchdowns in their spring game. They knew they had something going. Both parents Army veterans. Illingworth to the sky again. Oh, off the fingertips of Bray. Yeah, I'd go back to him, don't you think?
Yeah, but he's got to be a little tired. Give the guy a break. Yeah, that was a good job by Jaden Bray on the first one. That's just a jump ball. That's my guy's better than your guy. And he went up and high pointed it, used his body. He's a big body guy. Like I said, a lot of rebounds, I'm sure, in that day. But that's a catch that a lot of Oklahoma State fans are used to seeing around here with the receivers they've had throughout the years. That was a big-time play between 85 and 16.
Yeah, they were wondering who would step up with the departure of Tylan Wallace and Dylan Stoner. We've seen Tay Martin and Jaden Bray now do just that. Jalen Warren on the carry.
This is the part of the field where I get a little intrigued. Ryan Beard's he's a young guy. He's aggressive. We met with him. He says, we bear swarm. And right here, this is where he likes to come after you. So if I'm Shane, I'm expecting some type of pressure. This little cat and mouse game, looking the sideline, check with me type stuff. This is the nice thing about college football.
Checked it down to Warren. And he's going to be short of the first down.
Yeah, Ryan Beard, his big deal was bear swarm. Let's get our cleats in the ground. We got to handle the tempo. As you can see on that first drive, they didn't do a great job of handling the tempo. But ever since then, they've done a decent job. They've gotten their feet in the ground, like you said. Right here, I expect here, it looks like blitz 0. He's coming after him.
4th and 3. Oklahoma State's going for it.
This is a no play. They're trying to draw him off sides. Potentially, they'll probably call a timeout or take the delay again.
And Oklahoma State's going to take a timeout here.
I like that from Ryan Beard. Be aggressive.
Timeout. Oklahoma State, their first of the half. 30-second timeout.
Well, too, we were talking to Ryan Beard about just the fact that you've got so many new guys, and now you're going up against this tempo, too. So it's not just you got to get lined up, and then you got to be ready for the speed of the Oklahoma State offense. That's a lot.
I asked him exactly that. When you're playing a defense like or an offense like this that has this much talent, do you call your base plays, or do you say, you know what, we're just going to run what we run, and we're going to be aggressive, and we're going to live by the sword and die by the sword? And as you can tell right there, he's coming after him. You know, you're at the 35-yard line, trying to knock him out of field goal range. That's their philosophy, and I love it. You know, what do you have to lose? You're on the road against Oklahoma State. Leave it all out there. Let's see what you got.
And vice versa, if you're a quarterback, Brandon, going against a defense like this, you know they've got new faces, you know you've got speed. You got to take advantage, too.
I want him to blitz me.
Yeah.
As a quarterback, I want him to blitz me. I'm going to make him pay, and then you get him out of it real quick.
Illingworth has 2 wide receivers on either side. L.D. Brown to his right. Looking to the near side. Chucks one up in the air for Brennan Presley.
Nope. No flag.
Of course you want that call.
I'm a quarterback. I know. I'm watching from that lens, you know, but good defense there by Missouri State. Obviously getting off the field. That's a big-time play. They went to a little slot fade to Brennan Presley. I wouldn't say that's his strength. He can run, but he's not a big-body guy. He's kind of hoping he's trying to run by him, but as a quarterback, that is a catch release. You know you got to get the ball out.
Hey, and for Ryan Beard's defense, he feels pretty good.
Absolutely. You got to stop. Now you get the offense back on the field with decent field position. Now it's on the offense to take advantage and go down and get some points.
Kevon Latulis lined up behind Jason Shelley. Latulis with a nice hole. Wrapped up at about the 40. 5-yard pickup.
Number 5.
It was interesting when we talked about Latulis. They worked him a lot at receiver, and they saw that he could run routes and catch the ball out of the slot and do some things like that. As a quarterback, I love those guys. You know, to me, they're a part of every progression I go through as a quarterback. They are a part of the route concept. And you have a guy that can catch, run good routes. To me, that's a matchup. I wouldn't be surprised if they try to mix him in a little bit as we go here.
2nd and 5, they fake it to him.
Throwback.
And they throw to Ron Tiavasua, the tight end, for the first down. Now going back to Latulis, played wide receiver on the scout team, was ineligible in the spring, but they wanted just to get him those reps, and that's got to be so valuable coming into the season.
I think of the 3 coaches we talked to, 2 of them said he's the best athlete on the team. The guy can do a little bit of everything. So they're excited about him. They got to get him a little bit more involved as they get going here. Right at midfield, looks like Trey Sterling's down. This is that Jim Knowles defense. Now they check out of it.
Latulis around the end.
I was never a big fan of the clap, look to the sidelines, slow me down. No, let's get up there and run our play. We're better than those guys, but I get it in some circumstances. You know, these coaches are sitting right below us. They've got a pretty good vantage point of what they're doing on either side of the ball, but I like to get in a rhythm. I want to get up and play, and let's just call plays and work against anything and hope your quarterback makes it right.
And we've already seen Jason Shelley's got a pretty wide skill set, too. They pitch it to Latulis. Dancing up that far sideline. They mark it right at the first down. A 6-yard pickup to move the chains. Nick Petrino, the son of Bobby Petrino, he's their offensive coordinator. How excited was he about Jason Shelley and the weapons that they had coming in year 2 at Missouri State?
He was pumped. You know, I think it's like his dad said. He gets the best out of his players. He knows how to coach them. Man, those 2 don't fall far from the tree. They are 2 peas in a pod, and a lot of the same mannerisms. They are 2 good football coaches.
Shelley losing ground and throws it away. I know we had Coach Bobby Petrino on our Zoom. Finished up with him and then welcomed in another Petrino.
It looked like the same guy, just a couple years younger. Same mannerisms and everything. It was pretty cool. He told some cool stories about, you know, going with his dad and sitting in meetings and being ball boy and stuff like that. So he's been very lucky as a kid to be around some really good players, really good programs, even in the NFL. So I'm sure he's got some really cool stories.
Empty backfield for Shelley, 2 wide receivers on that far side.
Oklahoma State was showing a little zero blitz there. Looks like they're going to check out of it.
Ooh, Shelley in trouble. Flag. Well, nobody can catch this guy. There is a flag down in the backfield.
Got the offensive lineman's helmet off. That's usually a sign. You got all hands to the face here on the defense.
Personal foul, face mask, defense number 91. After distance to the goal, first down.
Yeah, going back to that last play, you show an all-out blitz, you check out of it, now you just rush 3, drop 8, so kind of complete opposite ends of the spectrum. Just know you can't do that. That's a tough penalty after an explosive play by the quarterback. If you're Oklahoma State, you don't like to see those things.
Now Jason Shelley with the 22-yard pickup. Missouri State looking for its first score. Over the middle, DeMaurier Vick, the Oklahoma product, takes Missouri State inside the 5.
I think that's the first time we've heard DeMaurier Vick's name. This is a guy they're going to feature. He is a stud from just about an hour south of here. So he's the guy they like to feature. He's a big target. He's caught a lot of balls in his career here at Missouri State. So he's the guy, especially down here in the red zone. I'm sure Jason Shelley will try to find him as soon as he can.
This is the 9th play of the drive for Missouri State. Tobias Little bouncing around, thrown down. Tyler Lacey. That's a big dude.
That's a big boy. He's hungry too. Yeah, he does a nice job of chasing this down from the backside. This is a tough play down here, especially in the trenches. This is not, you know, this is what J.J. Watt made millions of dollars doing, just running that run down from the backside. Great play there by Tyler Lacey. Big play here on third down.
3rd and goal, Little is the back. Fake it to him. Shelley rolling right. What a block. Yes, a flag comes out as Jason Shelley is forced out of bounds. Devin Harper there.
This is kind of what I was talking about earlier when we had 3rd and short down here on the other side of the field. You know, you got to try to confuse them. You can't just run the ball, a little power football at this Oklahoma State defensive line. They're too big, they're too athletic. Right there, I think it was a good play call.
Personal foul, illegal blindside block. Offense number 44. That penalty is declined. It's 4th down.
Suliafu was the one called for it.
Pretty obvious flag there. This is basically the opposite of targeting nowadays in all of football. But a good play on 3rd down by this Oklahoma State defense.
Malcolm Rodriguez took the hard lick, and now it'll be a 30-yard field goal attempt for Jose Pisano. And it's good. Missouri State has their first points in their opening game, trailing Oklahoma State 20-3 here in the 2nd quarter. Missouri State gets on the board, a 10-play drive for 51 yards. They cap it off with a Pisano 30-yard field goal, their best drive of this game here late in the 2nd quarter. Now Oklahoma State's going to have a chance to tack on a few more points.
When I say for Oklahoma State, you don't really call this 2-minute offense. This is what they do. So I expect them to play fast, try to get a positive play on 1st down.
And so they'll take a touchback and start at the 25-yard line. All right, so we've seen Shane Illingworth at quarterback. How has he been able to attack this defense?
You know, I think he just stands there. He's poised. You can tell he trusts what he sees. You know, he's taking advantage of the mismatches, which he likes. These matchups on the outside, especially early with Tate Martin. But he's just standing in there like a big, burly pocket guy that can deliver the football around and kind of disperse it. So if you're Oklahoma State, so far you got to like what you see out of Shane. He's thrown for almost 200 yards and is in complete control of this offense.
And no Spencer Sanders. He's out due to COVID protocol. They expect to have him back next week. We do want to update you. Tate Martin was taken to the locker room. We saw him helped off the field. We'll have Shane trying to get an update for us. Braden Johnson with the carry. Let's go down to the field for an update with Shane.
Well, the Cowboy fans will be very happy to hear that Tate Martin, he's going to be okay. Talked to their head athletic trainer, Scott Parker, said just a little ankle twist. He's in the locker room right now, but he'll be back out and ready to roll in that 2nd half. Good news for Okie State.
Yeah, that's great news, Shane. He had 4 catches on their opening scoring drive. Illingworth, another good connection to Jaden Bray. He looks really comfortable with these receivers.
He does. You know, Missouri State's not a defense that's going to try to confuse you. If they line up in single high, 9 times out of 10, it's single high. Soft coverage, take an easy quick out. The guy can get out of bounds, great. If not, you're moving the chains and you're crossing midfield.
When you talk single high, what do you mean?
So single high for a quarterback is when you play in, cover 3, cover 1. You got a post safety in the middle of the field. Any type of split safety could be cover 4, cover 2. They're playing, wider, having that quarters of that half of the field.
Illegal snap. Number 51 offense, 5-yard penalty. It's 1st down.
So right there, he saw single high safety. The safety came down to the strong side, but he liked his matchup on the outside. That's catch and pitch. If you play quarterback at this level, you got to be able to catch, throw that ball in rhythm, as he did there for a 12, 13-yard gain.
First and 15. Look at the near side, it's Green. Catch inside the 40.
Rinse and repeat. That's pretty much the same thing. Pretty much the same coverage. You got single high safety. You got cushion to the field. Quarterback, just a nice, easy 3-step drop. That's pitch and catch. Good job by the freshman. This is where they like to heat them up.
Second and 2.
Here they come.
Illingworth had plenty of time. His intended target was Johnson. 2 defenders near him.
Yeah, that one's just not there. I know, Shane, they call it, sometimes as a quarterback, they call a shot, and you're like, oh, I'm going to take a shot. I want to end this on this play. When it's not there, you don't have to force it. Now you got 3rd and short. Live to play the next down. At least that ball was out of play there. But, yeah, you don't have to force those shots. It's hard when you're a quarterback. You want to hit them all, but, you know, sometimes they're just not there.
They'll give it to L.D. Brown. Falling forward for the first down.
Ryan Beard continues to come after him right around this 35, 40-yard line. He likes the pressure.
Illingworth off the fingertips of Brennan Presley. Now you check out his numbers, 15 of 22, 205 yards, and a touchdown.
Again, you got to like what you see. He's kind of taking what they give him. He's forced the one deep here just a minute ago, but you know, he's really done a good job of delivering the ball. He's dispersing between different receivers. He's hit the deep shots. He's hit the easy completions. You got to like what you see early from Shane.
And he's leading him on this 2-minute drill, basically, backing up Spencer Sanders, who's unavailable. And intercepted. Montre Braswell.
Rolling on the field is an interception. First down, Missouri State.
Montre Braswell with an interception of Illingworth. He had 3 INTs last year, the transfer from Central Michigan.
Yeah, good protection by the offensive line. Needs to slide a little bit. I think this one got away from him a little bit. I'd be shocked if he was not throwing that to Brennan Presley on the out, but good play by Montre Braswell. He was an all-conference player for a reason. In my opinion, I think he's the best corner on this team. He plays with a lot of confidence, and he made Shane Illingworth pay there.
Illingworth made 5 appearances last season for the Cowboys, only had 1 interception, has 1 here tonight.
Illegal substitution. Offense breaking the huddle with 12 players. Half the distance to the goal. First down.
Look, we've seen a few penalties for Missouri State like that, trying to get their personnel right. They've got a lot of new faces, first game of the season. Not totally unusual. As
a coach, it's one of those, it's kind of a double-edged sword. You expect to see it, but you don't want to see it. Those are the things I think you can clean up. Those are the things you're going to work on, and you'll get figured out as the year goes on. That's just, week 1 mistakes. Most of the teams across the country are kind of having the same issues, but you hope those get corrected as this game goes on.
Tobias Little. And the clock will continue to roll, a 7-yard pickup for the Bears. Nick Petrino's offense looked its best on their last drive. Got 3 points out of it, 10 plays, 51 yards.
Just my opinion, but I think if Shane does not throw an interception on that last play, and somehow they get the ball, I really think Mike Gundy would burn the timeouts. Wouldn't take these 2 to the half, but I think he feels good about having a 20-3 lead going into halftime. Go inside, make some corrections on both sides of the ball, and from Missouri State as well. So good first half. Second half is going to be fun.
And Bobby Petrino is going to take his team to the locker room too. Clock winds down. Halftime here in Stillwater. Mike Gundy and the Oklahoma State Cowboys on top at the half in their first game of the season, 20-3 over Missouri State. Start of the third quarter, Oklahoma State on top 20-3. Our Shane Sparks caught up with both head coaches coming out of the locker room.
Yeah, that was a good chance to talk with Coach Gunn. He was pretty happy with the way they played in that first half. He said defensively they played stout, gave up a couple of plays, but to be expected there in that first game of the season. They want to run the football better. That'll be a point of emphasis in the second half, but it's a young offensive line. They're gaining experience. And talking to Coach Petrino, he was really happy with the effort. He said, hey, our defense gave up some big plays, but we competed. That was the message coming in. And he said in the second half, when they get that ball in Oklahoma State territory, you got to capitalize and put more points on the board. Courtney?
Missouri State did have a couple of chances, but Oklahoma State's got a pretty good defense.
They do. They're physical. And then I think that's one thing that Jim Knowles really pushes, particularly for that defensive line. They're deep at that position. They can rotate some guys, so they're fresh. They come in and out, and they can really handle the point of attack, especially on those short yardage plays, like I alluded to earlier. You know, they really have done a good job of stopping the run, particularly on short yardage plays. So they need to continue that. But yeah, I expect another good half of ball and some pretty good adjustments made by both great head coaches.
Oklahoma State will get the ball first. Brennan Presley and Jalen Warren back to receive the kickoff. Jose Pisano to do the honors for Missouri State. And then lets this one drop in the end zone. So Shane Illingworth getting the start. Again, Spencer Sanders unavailable in COVID protocol. We should see him next week. Last time we saw Illingworth, he threw an interception. What started out as a pretty good drive for Oklahoma State.
It was. They got across the midfield. They had third and short, were able to convert, and then he forces one downfield. I think that ball just kind of got away from him. It happens. You know what? Interceptions happen. The timing wasn't ideal for Shane. But as a quarterback, you have to have a short memory. Move on. Look, there's a lot of plays left in this ball game. They need him. They didn't be at his best. Regroup. Get back to the way he was playing that first and second drive early in this game.
5 appearances last season, including in the first 3 games of the season, getting the start in the opener here. LD Brown is the target. Picks up about a yard. Look, I think consistency has helped also this Oklahoma State team. They've had the same coaching staff coming back, especially when it comes to your OC and your quarterback's coach. That's big to have that back-to-back year.
It's huge. It's huge, especially with, you know, the incoming guys. You know, they're able to learn from the veteran guys, but the veteran guys have been in the system for a long time. So Casey Dunn's doing a great job with this offense, especially in the second year calling plays.
And no chance for Illingworth there, as it's big Kevin Ellis, one of the captains for Missouri State, with the sack. He was their sack leader last year.
This is a guy on their defensive line. He's versatile. He's a big power rusher. He's got speed. He's a guy that can line up at linebacker. In my opinion, I think he's the most explosive player on that defensive line. That was a great play, you know, forcing a third and long.
If you're a quarterback, you know where Kevin Ellis is now after that takedown?
Absolutely. Again, Casey Dunn doesn't have many calls on this call sheet. Great throw.
Hey, but when you've got Tay Martin, and it's good to see him back out there. He was helped off the field in the first half, still limping a little bit. Shane Sparks told us they were looking at that ankle.
He looked pretty healthy to me. They ran a little smash concept. Simple read for the quarterback. He's throwing the ball to the boundary. Corner sucks up on the flat route. Throw it over his head on the sideline for a nice, easy completion for a big first down.
22-yard pickup, the 4th play over 22 yards for Illingworth and his offense. And LD Brown just trying to muscle his way forward, met by a host of Missouri State Bears. Ahumibe and Jalen Williams got there first. Tay Martin looked so good on that first drive. 4 catches, including the touchdown.
Yeah, he's, again, when I go to practice or when I hear these coaches talk about these receivers, he's the first guy they talk about. He is taking that next step. He's all in. That's one thing that Coach Gundy said from the first time we met with him. He is all in. He is all ball, and he wants to be that #1 guy. As you can tell tonight, he's having a great night. I know he's a little beat up right now, but to come out and catch a big ball on the sideline on 3rd and long, it's exactly what this Oklahoma State offense needed. But
well, a big part of that change, he's got a daughter, Rain. You see her there, adorable. And Mike Gundy has had a lot of deep conversations with Tay Martin about her and this season. just off the hands of Martin. But last year, Tay Martin transferred in from Washington State right before the season started. That's a tough already. But Mike Gundy sat him down and said, look, someday you're going to have to explain to your daughter the different stops you took, the different path in your career, and you got to have an answer. And he said, right now, I don't think you have a good answer because you're not playing to your potential. And credit to Tay Martin, flipped the switch, and he's given 110% ready to go.
Yeah, you got to tip your hat. You know, kids obviously will change your priorities, and obviously you want to do what's best for your kiddos. So, yeah, he is a special talent. It looks like he's committed. I mean, he looks like he's all in. I guarantee you, going through that conditioning with Rob Glass, if you're not all in, you're not going to make it. So he is a guy that you know, they're going to count on. He's a big play guy, and he's a guy that has a chance to have a bright future.
So Tim Hutton came on to punt. There is a flag down. We'll get the call from Dan Scanlon.
Running into the kicker. Defense. Penalties decline. First down.
And the Cowboys.
Hey, that number was...
So it looks like they clip Hutton there.
Haven't met the guy, but he's already my favorite player.
Is it because he's 31?
31 years old. When I was here, that's the only question I'd answer. That's the first question I'd answer whenever I was a senior, is talk about my age, and I got so sick of it. But that's the first guy that's played here, I think, that's older than I was. So kudos to Tom Hutton.
Pitch to Latulis. Somebody better catch him. And Devin Harper is the one to get there. Nice run for Kevon Latulis. That's the best run they've had.
They got him loose. They got it creased. Good job on the perimeter. 7-2 gets out and pulls. Now Christian Holmes has got to find a way to turn that back into the defense. That's a great play on first down. It's exactly what Missouri State needed to start this drive.
A 30-yard pickup. They take it to their own 44, 1st and 10. Off play action, Jason Shelley airs it out just in front of his target. It was Jordan Murray.
You know, we've talked a lot about Missouri State's defense being single high safety, 2 high safeties. Oklahoma State, in my opinion, disguises a lot better than they have in the years past. They line up in the same exact thing pretty much every snap, and they're able to play single high safety out of it. They're able to buzz down and play 2 deep safeties out of it. They're able to pressure out of it. So they have a unique look pre-snap, but they're so versatile in the looks they can give these quarterbacks. So you got to see it post-snap. It's not easy. They do a great job of disguising.
I think there was a missed holding call too there. Harvale Peel just had a big handful of the Missouri State player.
Yep.
Tiavasua. And now it's 3rd down. Missouri State 1 for 6 tonight on 3rd down, again facing an Oklahoma State defense that was #1 in the nation in 3rd down.
This is that yardage they've kind of struggled with. You know, first time they tried to run it up the middle with a little power play. Oklahoma State's stout defense was up to the task. Second time down here in the red zone, they tried to run a little bootleg and were able to tackle Shelley for a loss. So it'll be interesting to see how they want to attack this strong defensive front.
Shelley didn't have a chance. Mason Cobb lit him up.
Great play by Mason Cobb. Again, this is the Jim Knowles staple. He wants to come after you. He doesn't like to sit back. He wants to be aggressive, and that's exactly what they did on that play. That's a good play for this Oklahoma State defense.
And Mike Gundy was praising Jim Knowles, their defensive coordinator, in his 4th year. He said, look, he came into Oklahoma State, wanted to do certain things. To his credit, he adapted. He's adapted this defense, and that's why they're finding success.
Yeah, you're exactly right. He came in, it was a little complicated, so he had to learn the Big 12. These teams are trying to score on every play, not just every possession. So he's adapted. These players have bought in, and you can tell they've done a great job.
Wow, What a kick. We will step aside. Oklahoma State on top here in the third quarter, 20-3. Welcome back to Stillwater. Courtney Lyle, Brandon Whedon, Shane Sparks down on the field. Oklahoma State getting set to go. We just had a monster punt from Greg Burkett, 53 yards. Bounced out at the Oklahoma State 2-yard line. So some work to do for Shane Illingworth and his offense.
That's a weapon. You have a punter who can do that. This is playing quarterback. First and foremost, you just want to get off the goal line. Get one first down, and then you get into your normal offense.
So different back. Desmond Jackson is in. We've seen LD Brown and Jalen Warren most of this game, but they've got 4 that they like, and they will give it to Jackson. You know, we talked about the coaching staff consistency. Well, Tim Rattay is the quarterback's coach. Second season that he has been with this team. Of course, he played quarterback with the Washington football team in 2019, 6 seasons at La Tech, and you've had the chance to work with him too, Brandon.
Yeah, I got to know Tim. Tim kind of prepared me for the NFL Combine back in 2012, and I was training out in Arizona and got to know him. He helped me a lot. He came from a shotgun system, and you know, had to make the adjustment to go under center. So he knew a lot of the terminology, was able to help me, and you know, I knew exactly who he was. I mean, his career at La Tech was incredible. I think he threw for 1,100,000 yards. So he had a great career, been around a long time, just a bright football mind. So this quarterback room is very, very lucky to have him.
Illingworth airs it up to Tay Martin and just tripped up, or he was going to be gone. Look, Spencer Sanders and Illingworth have both benefited from being coached by Tim Rattay.
Absolutely. I mean, you can tell by both of their mechanics, their feet are more sound, which allows them to throw the ball more accurately. As you can see there, great throw to Tay Martin for a big first down.
A 27-yard pickup.
You know, a lot of people watching are like, that's not a great throw. He didn't drop it in the bucket. But you know what? Sometimes stopping your receiver and allowing him to come back and go up and high point the ball, sometimes that's the best way to do it. If not, you're going to get a PI and take another shot here.
Illingworth's going to launch it again, looking for Martin. No flag coming in. But what difference does it make, Brandon, if you're a quarterback and you're being coached by a quarterback?
Well, it's huge, because sometimes, you know, the offensive coordinator, sometimes the head coach, they get a little fired up. You may have a bad series, maybe make a bad read, bad throw, and they come over and jump you. A guy like Tim Rattay, he's been there. He's played the position. He's made all the same mistakes you're going to make as a player. So it's comforting. He can settle you down. I know Casey Dunn's a fiery guy. So you get on the phone, sometimes he'll jump you. But Tim Rattay, he's kind of a calming resource for these quarterbacks.
Desmond Jackson fumbles the football. Missouri State ball. And they will have it in Oklahoma State territory. Tyler Wiltz was there when Jackson coughed it up.
That's a huge play for this Missouri State defense. Come up, get the stop. Desmond Jackson hadn't played a whole lot tonight, getting his first reps. Coach Gundy doesn't like to see that. I'd be shocked if he gets back there anytime soon. You got to take care of the football. You got 4 really good running backs. He's one of them. The football's precious. It's like a little piece of gold. You got to take care of it. So as a veteran running back, he knows better. So I expect him to play again. But right now, they got to get that running game going.
And right now, Jason Shelley and his offense have got to take advantage of this great field position. Fake it to Little. Still gets a throw off. Xavier Lane grabs it right before he steps out of bounds, about 2 yards short of the first down.
Good play by Jason Shelley. Little corner blitz. These sometimes are hard to see. Sometimes these defenses can tip them. It's a pretty good disguise by Oklahoma State. Christian Holmes coming off the side, off the edge there, was able to spin out of it. Pull a little Tony Romo on J.J. Watt back in the day. Make a big play to set up second down.
2 out of the pistol. Little. First down. Well, Jason Shelley, as Missouri State moves on and plays in the Missouri Valley Football Conference, he's going to stress out some defenses.
Absolutely. He's just too dynamic. You know, Coach Petrino said, you know, he throws the ball accurately. He's got great instincts. He gets the ball out on time. His footwork, you can tell in the pocket, is pretty sound. So I expect him to have a big year. He's an athletic guy that can get out of the pocket and make plays on the run, take off and run with it when he needs to. But yeah, this is a big time player, big time get from Missouri State.
He's got both backs in, Latulis and Little. Running out of time.
Smart play. They tried to run that play they ran earlier, a little throwback. Oklahoma State was right there making it tough on him. Smart play by the quarterback. Look, this is perfect situation. First and 10 on the 31-yard line. It's not there. Throw it away. They always told us, hey, throw it to mama and move on to play another down. So now here it is. Now Nick Petrino can call up a second 10 play. That's a lot easier than turning the ball over and putting your defense at harm.
Nick Petrino, their offensive coordinator, son of Bobby Petrino, of course, the head coach.
Good zero.
Sharp pass, was looking for Tyrone Scott and had him on his hands.
It's a great throw. Got to make that play. In games like this, sometimes those are the difference. You expect guys to make those plays. Yeah, great throw. Hits him right in the hands. If he catches that, he might score. He might score. You want Tanner McAllister with inside leverage. You don't want him to cross face. That's tough. There's nobody left. So if he were to catch that ball, he might have hit his head on the goalpost.
Bobby Petrino, Nick Petrino on the sidelines. Missouri State not great on third down tonight. 1 for 7. Pass incomplete. Again, trying Tyrone Scott and Malcolm Rodriguez. How many times have we called his name tonight? He's there to put a little pressure on from the Oklahoma State defense.
I like the play call by Nick Petrino. They're coming after you. It's blitz zero. You got to get the ball out. Little tunnel screen to the left. Offense coordinator Nick Petrino, he knows he's going to get heated up. He tries to put his quarterback in the right position. They just weren't able to convert.
So Jose Pisano will trot out to attempt the 48-yard field goal. His career long is 47. And he's got a new career high. A couple of field goals tonight for Jose Pisano, the transfer from Snow College. Missouri State trailing Oklahoma State here in the third quarter, 20-6. Missouri State gets a field goal to make it 20-6 here in the third quarter. Opener for both of these teams playing it in Stillwater. And Oklahoma State will start this drive at their own 25-yard line. Hey, more Big 12 college football comes your way next Saturday. Brandon Whedon and I will be on the call for that Southern Illinois-Kansas State game. Remember, you can sign up ESPNplus.com/Big12 now. And I'm pumped because we get to see Deuce Vaughn at running back. He had a 59-yard touchdown today.
He's a stud. Again, when I see him in purple, it's hard not to make comparisons. But he's got a little Darren Sproles in him. That K-State football team is good. Chris Kleiman's doing a great job with those guys. Watch out. I'm telling you, they are going to be a force to be reckoned with in the Big 12.
Oklahoma State into their last drive on a fumble by Desmond Jackson. Just their second turnover of the game. Jalen Warren is the back now.
There he is again, Kevin Ellis coming off the edge, unblocked. I'm not real sure what they were trying to get done there. They had to look like they had a pulling guard. I'm not sure I'm going to leave their left. I'm going to leave their best defensive end unblocked many times. But here we are, second long. These are tough. Got to get back on track. Force yourself to get back to that third and medium, 3rd and 5, 3rd and 6. Give yourself a chance.
So a loss of 3 on the play. Illingworth will have 3 wide receivers on the near side. Green is the one at the top of the screen. And he'll hand it off. It came so late, the Missouri State defense just knew it, and L.D. Brown had nothing to do with it. Eric Johnson got there. Kevin Ellis there too.
I guarantee you, if I could hear their sideline, their defensive coaches yelling, watch the draw, watch the screen. That's a pretty predictable play by Oklahoma State to get back on track. I get it. You're trying to get in that third and manageable, but you got to find a way to break the ice a little bit. Get these guys going on first and second down.
Illingworth back to throw. Hit as he's thrown. Connects with Brown. But right back to the line of scrimmage. Still way behind the original line of scrimmage as Tyler Wiltz was there. Mikey Miles going off for Missouri State.
Well, Charlie Dickey's not going to be happy with this possession. You know, this was, I would say, of all the possessions, it's probably the worst by this offensive line. Too much pressure. I would say the defensive line from Missouri State is definitely their strength. They know they had to neutralize them, and right there, they're just playing harder. They're just playing faster. They're being tougher. Oklahoma State's got to get it fixed.
Tom Hutton to punt. Fair catch is called for by Mitchell. And a good stop for Missouri State. Bobby Petrino will like that. They'll have the ball when we come back to Stillwater. Well, they say a football team is like a family, and in Missouri State and Bobby Petrino's case, it is, especially when it comes to his coaching staff. Literally, his son, Nick, is their offensive coordinator, and then he's got a couple of son-in-laws. Ryan Beard is their defensive coordinator, and then L.D. Scott is their D-line coach. He's married to Bobby Petrino's daughter, Kelsey. So, I mean, you talk about family. You got two son-in-laws and your son on the staff.
That's got to be fun. A lot of stories. That's got to be a good time.
Nick Petrino is going to see if he can get a little more out of this offense. They've shown some life more in their last couple drives. Nick, the offensive coordinator for Missouri State. They'll dump it out to Tobias Little. Little gets up, but he's holding that left hand.
Pretty tight quarters over there on that sideline, so you better hope you run into a player. If not, you're going straight to the padded wall. But good start, good first play by Missouri State coming out of the break.
So Tobias Little goes out. Kevon Latulis is the back end now. Jason Shelley's got a couple of targets on the near side. Wilson Vick in motion. Latulis finds a couple of yards. Let's go down to Shane.
Well, Coach Petrino hired Ryan Beard a couple of times before he met his daughter, Katie. There was a kickoff luncheon years back, a couple available seats at Coach Petrino's table. They asked him who he'd like to occupy those seats. He said, hey, grab Ryan Beard. I like Ryan. He's a good guy. But Coach Petrino did go on to say his daughters get upset with him when he gets mad at their husbands, and that's just inevitable.
Well, I love what Ryan Beard told us, Shane, is that he sat down and he goes, wow, never seen Katie before. You got to have some guts, though, to date and then marry the boss's daughter. Shelley scrambling. He'll get the first down on his own.
That's all Jason Shelley. That's a coverage, great coverage by Oklahoma State. He just makes that play happen on his own. That's what he adds to this offense. He's elusive. He can get out. He can run. He's not the fastest guy. That's what Nick Petrino, the offensive coordinator, kept hitting on. He's not Lamar Jackson like they had at Louisville, but he's got just enough quicks to make big plays just like that.
And Nick Petrino told us he'll give him feedback. I mean, he came in and said, hey, do you have this run play? And we're like, no, but we'll put it in tomorrow. Whatever you want to do.
That's the way it should be. I think that's smart.
Says a quarterback.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I've always been, in my opinion, good offensive coordinators, they adapt to their players, obviously. But they also adapt to the ideas of the quarterback, and not, run plays. To me, that's a playoff for the quarterback, unless it's a zone read or something. But pass plays, what do you like? What do you like on first down? What shot plays do you like? What do you like on third down? What do you feel good on 3rd and 6, the first 3rd and 6 of the game? What's your favorite third down play? Because 9 times out of 10, if a quarterback likes it, the execution of that play tends to be at a higher clip. So I think that's smart by offensive coordinator Nick Petrino.
Shelley rolling out and dumps it off to Isaac Smith. First down.
This is their identity, I think. They want to run the football. They've got 2 good backs. They want to move the pocket, get him out of the pocket. He's not like Shane Illingworth. He's not 6'6" and can stand in there and throw it from the pocket 30, 40 times a game. he likes to throw the ball on the move. He throws it accurately on the move. So I think this is exactly what offensive coordinator Nick Petrino wants to do with Jason Shelley, is get him on the perimeter, escape him from the rush, and make those nice, easy throws to the flat and have run after the catch.
We look to the near side. Xavier Lane catches it, stays on his feet inside the 10.
There he is again. The Petrinos like this guy. He's a bulldog. They said he loves the action. He loves to compete. He's the guy. And yeah, I think you can tell right away Jason Shelley's comfortable with him. Down here in the red zone, they hit on it several times. They love him in the red zone. He's a good, big target. He likes to go up and get the ball. He nice little run after the catch there as well, making the corner miss.
Played at Western Kentucky last season, an All-Conference USA honorable mention selection. Tiavasua. I think on these last few drives, you can just see how smart Jason Shelley is, too. That was something that stood out first to Bobby Petrino about this quarterback.
He knows how important it is to take care of the football. And you can tell he's cognizant. He knows where his easy throws are. If he needs to take a shot, he knows when it's the right time to do it, when it's the right time not to. So that's just experience. That's playing football. That's reps. You can't get that in practice. That's the live bullets and understanding how important it is to take care of the football, especially down here in the red zone.
He's 4 for 4 for 44 yards on this drive.
They're all up there. Here they come.
They'll pitch it out to Mason.
Touchdown.
Flag down as Mason runs it in the end zone.
Holding number 60 offense. 10-yard penalty. Second down.
It's on Sean Fitzgerald, the transfer from Coastal Carolina.
Guess who he held? Malcolm Rodriguez. The blitz zero. This is what he specializes in. This is defense coordinator Jim Knowles. This is his personality. This is his identity. This is what he wants to do. In my opinion, great play call by offensive coordinator Nick Petrino for a walk-in touchdown. I'm not real sure the hole was necessary. So now they're backed up on the 16-yard line, making this much more tough for this Missouri State offense.
Make it a one-score game if that touchdown went. Tobias Little is back in there. Shelley looking deep, a little too deep. DeMaurier Vick.
A little late on the throw. You can tell he wanted to drive it. He was already, a quarter way back in the end zone. You kind of run out of real estate back there. So you don't have enough time, enough space to kind of put some air underneath it. So he tried to drive it in there. Ball got away from him. You know what? It's not the end of the world. You got to come away with points somehow, some way on this drive. I like this. Go empty. Spread them out. At least you know what you're going to get from the defense. Here they are again, standing up, all up. I'm anticipating blitz zero. Here they come.
Shelley having to run for his life backwards, throws it away. It's just so hard when you've got so many great skill players coming at you from that Oklahoma State defense.
This is tough. This isn't on the quarterback, in my opinion. I think you're in empty. You got to have an answer for blitz zero. You know you're getting it. So whether that's bring a tight end in or bring it back to the backfield, so at least you give yourself a chance to get the throw off, get out of the play. Heck, you got 3 timeouts. Call a timeout. That's too big of a play in this game. They didn't have the right answers. They knew what they were going to get, and unfortunately it cost them.
33-yard field goal attempt for Prezano. And it is good. He's been the only scorer today for Missouri State. Well, Bobby Petrino has done an outstanding job at Missouri State. This is his second season, but he has been at numerous stops. Of course, Louisville, Western Kentucky, Arkansas. We saw him in the NFL some. A couple of stints at Louisville. And I think players know that. There's a reason he's got 33 new faces. They know he can coach football.
Absolutely. I mean, the guy's coaching the NFL. You don't get to the NFL unless you know ball. So it's obvious he knows football. He's got a good staff. It helps when you coach a guy like Lamar Jackson. When you want to go out and get those dual threat quarterbacks, kind of like Jason Shelley, to have a guy on your resume like a Lamar Jackson, that always helps. But yeah, you got to tip your cap. I mean, this guy knows more ball than a lot of us he's forgotten more ball than a lot of us know. So he's coached at the highest level. I got a lot of respect for him. He's a fiery guy. It's funny. We had our interview with him on yesterday on Zoom, and he's real cool, calm, collected, kind of quiet. And then you watch him on the sideline. The guy's got some fire. He's got some juice. So he's got this team in the game. I mean, it's 20-9, and Oklahoma State's going backwards. There's a little momentum on that Missouri State sideline.
Yeah, Missouri State has been building and building since that end of the second quarter. See if their defense can stand true once again. Presley's going to run it out this time.
That's what they needed. They need some excitement. I haven't heard the crowd cheer, I don't think, this entire half. So they need to get this crowd back into it. They need some explosive plays. Great start there by Brennan Presley to kind of get this offense going.
Yeah, Brennan Presley's just a playmaker.
He's a stud. I got a chance to watch him in high school, and obviously he's great enough to play at this level, and you can only imagine what he looked like in high school. He just played at a different speed. He just looked like the Energizer Bunny out there. He did it all for Bixby here, just outside of Tulsa. He's a great football player.
Yeah, the Oklahoma Gatorade Player of the Year back in 2019. Let's go down to Shane.
There's a lot of momentum here on this Missouri State sideline. Can't say the same on the other side for Oklahoma State. After that last possession, left guard Josh Sills was in that offensive line huddle, screaming at the guys, we got to do better. This is pathetic. Let's get after it. This game has turned around recently.
No, well, Brandon, you mentioned it. I mean, it was not a good drive last time out for this offensive line of Oklahoma State.
Last year they had a revolving door on the offensive line. They had no consistency with players, you had injuries, you had all kinds of issues. They feel like they have a pretty good stable of guys. They feel like they have that continuity. But right now, they're just not playing with that energy, that dog that you want to see. And that's going to have to change. They want to run the football. I would not be surprised if Mike Gundy went over to them and said, look, we're going to run it over and over and over. You might as well get your mind right.
And L.D. Brown will run it back-to-back. First down, Oklahoma State. And there's a flag down at the 40.
Holding. Offense number 61. 10-yard penalty. Third down.
There's also a player down for Missouri State. I think it's Montre Braswell.
They can't afford that. He's a good player. Big interception down here on the other end. He's a guy that has been covering Tay Martin on and off throughout the night. Yeah, I've been in this situation. We went through a little situation like this in 2010, where we had Kendall Hunter, a great running back that went on to play in the NFL, and we were just struggling to get the running game going. And finally, Coach Gundy, being that fiery guy that he is, he said, "Look, I'm not throwing it. We got to get going. We got to get the running game going. We're going to run it over and over and over until you guys get it figured out. Just set the tone, set the momentum. But one, to try to get them going, but two, to keep this defense off the field and give those guys a break. They played a lot of plays on defense, especially in the second half.
Now, first 4 drives, 3 touchdowns for Oklahoma State. Last 4 drives, 2 punts, 2 turnovers. And it's good to see Montre Braswell up off the field, being helped off and walked back over to that Missouri State sideline.
We touched on the offensive line. Josh Sills is obviously one of the salty veterans. Him and Danny Godlewski from Miami of Ohio. Those two are the veteran guys. They're the vocal leaders. They're leaders that kind of lead by example. They're kind of the dogs of the center there. So I expect those guys to get on them. But you're playing with some guys that haven't played a ton of football. There's you got Jake Springfield, the right tackle. He's a little raw. He's prototypical. Great size, great length. He's going to be a really good player with time to come. So it's a work in progress.
This is the end of the third quarter.
Well, Oklahoma State doesn't score in the third quarter, but Missouri State tacks on 6 more points. 1 quarter to go in Stillwater on opening night for the Cowboys and the Bears. Back here in Stillwater, Missouri State has scored on its last 2 drives. They trail Oklahoma State 20 to 9 as we enter the fourth quarter on opening night. Courtney Lau, Brandon Whedon, Shane Sparks with you. Oklahoma State ball, Shane Illingworth at quarterback. Dumps it over the top to Warren. Warren's got the first down. To about the 42 in Missouri State territory. And there's a flag way back down the field.
That was a pretty late flag. To be honest, I didn't see it being thrown.
Oh, and this one's coming back.
Owning offense, number 89, 10-yard penalty. It's third down.
This is not what you want to see. I mean, now you're third and forever. Start of the fourth quarter. You have no momentum on offense. You're so far behind the chains. You really don't give yourself a chance. Casey Dunn's up here somewhere, right, just pulling his hair out. You know, just closing his eyes and searching for a play. There's not many plays on fourth and 20, so this is tough for third and 20, brother.
Now, Oklahoma State did not score in the third quarter. Their offense has looked rattled. They go back to Jalen Warren, the transfer from Utah State. What's changed? Is it something Missouri State's doing?
I'll be honest, I just think they're playing harder. They're playing more physical. Right now, they're just punching Oklahoma State in the mouth. So if you're Bobby Petrino and this football team, you got to like where the momentum is. This crowd is not into the game, and Oklahoma State's on their heels.
Mitchell is back to receive the punt from Tom Hutton. And we called for the fair catch. And Oklahoma State has the football. Called for a fair catch and then touched the football and dropped it.
Rolling on the field is that the kick was muffed, recovered by the kicking team. First down, Oklahoma State.
Now, Corey Black was the one there for Oklahoma State to recover it. This is what you need if you're the Cowboys.
Exactly. Took the words right out of my mouth. I was going to say the same thing. This is what you need. Get a little momentum. You got to punch this in if you're Oklahoma State. You know, last drive obviously didn't go the way you wanted. You get the break you need. You got to come away with a touchdown right here.
Cowboys haven't scored since they put up 14 points in the second quarter. Tate Martin's the receiver at the top of your screen for Illingworth. I'm not sure what we're waiting on.
I'm just wondering if it went right between his hands and didn't touch his forearms.
Yeah.
That's the only thing I can imagine. That's going to be hard to overturn.
So they will give it to Oklahoma State on the 11. Brown picks up 3.
You can tell right there, defense coordinator Ryan Beard, he was not going to let a fade happen to Tate Martin. Anything deep, they had 3 over 2 to the right side. They kind of learned their lesson early, so I love it. Run the football. This is on the offensive line to move the line of scrimmage. They always say if the offensive line scores, the running back scores. This is all on the offensive line.
I've got Warren and Brown back there. Warren's in motion. Illingworth looking for somebody in the back of the end zone, and he stepped out. It was Green.
The ruling on the field is an incomplete pass.
Bryson Green, the freshman, out by a lot there.
Yeah, I mean, that's tough. Good protection. They brought blitz to the field there. Good protection. Shane stood in there, threw the ball where it had to go. Unfortunately, the young receiver stepped out of the back of the end zone.
What do you do here on third down?
It's tough. You haven't been able to run the football. I'm coming up with my best red zone play. This area of the field's tough. I'm going to run some kind of mesh route. Looks like they're coming after him.
Delay of game. Offense number 16. 5-yard penalty. Third down.
I guess if there's a silver lining there, you don't want that, obviously, if you're Shane, but you give yourself a little more room. Down here in the tight red zone, those windows are pretty tight. Everything happens kind of fast. So at least now you get a little bit more space. And now, honestly, it kind of opens up your playbook a little bit. Now you can run some routes that a little more, we call them leveled routes, deep to middle to low. So it'll be interesting to see what philosophy Oklahoma State, what they take here.
Well, look, they've got Tate Martin all by himself down here one-on-one.
They're going to try to double him. That safety's over on the hash.
Delay of game. Offense number 16. 5-yard penalty. It's third down.
What is this right now? I mean, that's two in a row.
Yeah, that's inexcusable. The first one, that happens. Young player, hadn't played a ton, but to have it happen back-to-back, that's on the quarterback. He's got to see the play clock. It's right above his head right there at the end of the end zone. He can see it just like the rest of the people in the stands. You got to play with a sense of urgency. They got to go. So this is going to be an interesting play. Looks like they're going to zone it off and play a little safer here.
Tate Martin's at the top now. Illingworth lets it fly to Martin up in the air for the grab. He hung on. Tate Martin, touchdown. What a regroup.
That's one of those ones. You walk over the sideline, you kind of take a slow jog because you don't want to meet Coach Gundy when you get over there, but he totally redeemed himself with a nice throw to the corner of the end zone. Great play by Tate Martin, stay in bounds. That's exactly what this Oklahoma State offense needed and what Shane Illingworth needed.
The ruling on the field is a completed forward pass for a touchdown. The previous play is under further review.
It looked like kind of at the end of the play, he bobbled it coming down.
Yeah, this one's going to be close. Fortunately, our crew doing a great job with the cameras to give us all the replays we need, but yeah, this is going to be a close one. You go back to the two delay games. You're down there, it's already tough. It's 3rd and 11, or 3rd and goal from the 11. It's already tough enough. So, you just hate to go backwards another 10 yards. Looked like he bobbled it.
Yeah. Did he have control when his foot hit the ground?
Like I was saying, you go backwards. I know, like I was saying, it gives you space where you can run more route concepts. I get all that, but just it just sucks the wind out of the crowd. It sucks the wind out of yourselves as an offense when you get 2 5-yard penalties that are pretty inexcusable. So this Oklahoma State offense is just not in the rhythm that you're used to seeing with Casey Dunn and this offensive staff. They're just not in the rhythm. And I think a large part of it is because they're not running the football effectively. They really haven't ran the football effectively all night. And in my opinion, it's made it tough to throw the football for a young quarterback. That's just it's not the recipe you're looking for.
Yeah, there's a chance. I mean, it did look like Tate Martin bobbled that. We'll see what Dan Scanlon has to say, but they could wipe this touchdown off.
After further review, the receiver, when contacting the ground, did not maintain control of the ball. It's an incomplete pass. 4th down.
Oh, that was going to be a tough play for Tate Martin to make. Couldn't control it. And now they will attempt the field goal with Alex Hale, a 35-yarder.
I'll tell you what. How about the job that defensive coordinator Ryan Beard is doing with this defense? They are a completely different defense in the second half.
They'll get 3 instead of the 7, but Oklahoma State still on top, 23-9. Ryan Beard feeling good about his defense late in this game. Oklahoma State has to settle for the field goal to end that drive. They're up 23-9 here in the third quarter. And Braswell will call for the fair catch. Missouri State will start on their own 25. It's been interesting to watch Oklahoma State progress. It's kind of been two stories because Missouri State has gotten better as this game has gone on. Oklahoma State looks a little lost. Absolutely.
And I keep like I'm beating a dead horse here, but I think it goes back to the running game. That's the identity of this Oklahoma State football team. And when you're not able to run the ball effectively, then it makes it tough to throw it. So I think, with the absence of Spencer Sanders, I think that's an element of it with his ability to either quarterback design runs or the zone read type stuff. I think it's making it tough on this Oklahoma State offense.
Yeah, Sanders unavailable due to COVID protocols. Jason Shelley has been available. What's the best thing you've seen out of him?
Decision making. You can tell. Coach Petrino's, he's spot on. Right there, you got a blitzer come up the end, you got a free guy. Instead of handing it off and taking a loss, he knows to pull it. He knows how to take care of the football. He makes great decisions. You can tell he just has a great knack of playing the position. He just looks cool, calm, collected back there. He's a lot of fun to watch.
Comes from a football family. His dad, Jason, was a wide receiver in the NFL Europe, the XFL, the AFL. He played at Washington. Shelley at his third stop, started at Utah, went to Utah State, and now Missouri State. Pulled it and trying to fight his way forward. No gain on the play. Brendan Evers stepped up.
This has been a big down for this Missouri State offense. It's third and short. And Oklahoma State, on the flip side, has done a great job of bottling them up. You've kind of gone well. You've done a couple play actions. You tried to run it right at them. If it's me, what do I have to lose? Let's get an empty. Let's spread them out. Like I said earlier, let's see what they got. I would assume they're gonna barrel down, try to stop the run. Got a little bunch formation, it looks like right here. There's not a ton of third and shorts on that call sheet. I'm anxious to see what offense coordinator Nick Petrino dials up.
Missouri State 1 for 9 on third down. Little. And again, stuffed. And there's a player down for Missouri State, and it is Tobias Little, the running back. We'll step aside as they take a look at Tobias Little here in the fourth quarter in Stillwater. Now 4th and 1, Missouri State with Grant Burkett on to punt. Oklahoma State just let that one go. Nobody back there.
Yeah, they're playing it safe. They thought that Missouri State might have something up their sleeve. Got a fortunate bounce for Oklahoma State. They got to get it going. They got to get their offensive line moving. They got to get this run game going. Just kind of been flat this whole second half.
Jeff Muir on Talent Stats, a great note. Right now, Oklahoma State has its fewest rushing yards since they had 50 against Central Michigan in 2016. That was 62 games ago.
And unfortunately, they lost that game. So this is something that Oklahoma State wants to do. They want to run the football. They want to be physical. There's still a lot of game left. A lot to clean up. A lot of game left. Plenty of time to do it.
Illingworth goes to a wide open Presley over the 50. Inside the 45. A 33-yard pickup.
They needed it. They haven't been able to run the ball very effectively, but the play action works. Good protection. Brandon Presley's wide open on the boundary. Great throw. Good run after the catch. Get a little momentum on this Oklahoma State sideline.
Illingworth, 301 yards today. Off play action once again. Deep shot through the hands of the defender, Titus Wall.
Ryan Beard said, not so quick. Come with a little field pressure. This is their favorite pressure. They like to bring this off the slot. You saw the running back pointed out that the right tackle knows he needs to fan and take the most dangerous, take the hit off the quarterback. Kind of forced an errant throw there by Shane Illingworth.
Brown. Not much room. Missouri State has just been ready for it.
You can see it from up here. You can, the line of scrimmage is moving. It's moving into the offensive backfield. And if you're an offensive lineman, that can't be the case. I don't care if you have Barry Sanders back there. It's tough. You need some lanes. You need some movement. You need some push. And this offensive line, they need to buckle up. Try to get some push on this defensive front.
Illingworth looking at Martin off his fingertips. We talked to Bobby Petrino and his coaching staff about defensive keys. Obviously, the tempo was a concern. We saw that really benefit Oklahoma State on their first drive where they got the touchdown. He said we got to get lined up, stop the run game, which they've been able to do that, and then get them out of rhythm on throws. I feel like they've done a better job of that late in the second quarter and then the second half.
Absolutely. And, right there, just, all you got to do is hit the quarterback a couple times. Just have them feel like there's people around his feet at all times. You got to tip your cap to Ryan Beard, defensive coordinator of Missouri State, for dialing up a good game plan and making it tough on Oklahoma State.
There is a flag at the 45-yard line on the Missouri State side. They're saying it's a touchback. We'll see what the flag was for.
Illegal formation. Kicking team. That penalty's declined. The result of the play is a touchback.
All right, we'll step aside under 10 minutes to go. Oklahoma State up 23-9. Well, this is a very special game for that man in the white shirt. That is Mike Cassidy, coached in college football for over 40 years. He has two sons in this game. His son Skyler is the outside linebackers coach for Missouri State, and his son Braden is a Cowboy back for Oklahoma State. This is the third time that his sons had faced off in college football, and he was just so excited about this game.
Penalty was enforced from the end of the kick. First down.
But to have your two sons playing against each other in a sport that you love, just like they do, that's pretty cool.
It'll be a lot of fun. I'm sure he's nervous, and I think he said, I'm not pulling for either team, just whoever wins. So he's got to be excited for his kids.
Davion Mitchell on the reverse. Yeah, these two grew up around the game. Of course, Mike Cassidy coached under Bobby Petrino at Louisville and Western Kentucky, and then, of course, was actually the co-defensive coordinator at Oklahoma State in 1999 and 2000. So the boys grew up around the game, and he could not be more proud. I've talked to him a couple of times this week. And for Skyler, just being a coach, he says he's smart. He gets the players. He gets how they learn, and that's made a difference.
Absolutely. And, I think just having those coaching genes and, it kind of runs in the family, you can tell. They're passionate about football. They know ball. And, yeah, I think it's got to be fun for them. We talked to defensive coordinator Ryan Beard, and I know he's relatively close with him as well. And he would call with ideas and see if they're running a lot of the same schemes. So I think he still wants to be involved. But, yeah, it's got to be an exciting time for a guy that's spent a lot of time in football.
I will say Skyler, who is the coach for Missouri State, told his dad, look, I think you should wear Oklahoma State gear because Braden's only got a few more years. I've got the rest of my career to coach, so cheer for him. thought that was cool. Third down for Jason Shelley, and Missouri State overshot Jordan Murray.
That's really the first time we've seen him miss, and kind of miss bad. That was probably his most erratic throw of the night. Three-man rush. He had plenty of time. It happens. You know, sometimes you want throws back. It's tough. Third and long. You want to make a perfect throw, but unfortunately, got to punt. There's still a lot of time left in this game. Got to be patient for both teams. You got to be patient. Keep plugging away.
Brennan Presley back there to return this punt from Graham Burkett. Presley pulled down just before the 35-yard line. Well, we've talked a lot about Shane Illingworth getting the start today. Spencer Sanders is their normal quarterback. He is going to be the starter moving forward, unavailable tonight due to COVID protocols. But in the Cheez-It Bowl, he was the one feeling the cheesiest, Coach, because he came out and got the MVP.
Absolutely. You know, and Shane's played well in spurts. You know, he's a young player. He's got a bright future. But in my opinion, I think they're missing Spencer Sanders more in the run game. You know, those design runs, you know, the quarterback, the zone read stuff, the play actions, the pops, and the RPOs, if you will. I think that's really where Oklahoma State's missing them, is trying to get the ground game going.
Pass deflected by Illingworth. Is there something as a quarterback you can do in between these two drives where you're stuttering? Like, what do you say? Who do you go to first?
I always start with my center. There's a unique bond between the center and the quarterback. You know, the center is kind of the quarterback of the offensive line. You know, especially in this case. You know, Danny Godlewski's he's played a lot of ball. He is their leader on the front on their front five. So I'm going to him. Say, hey man, let's settle down. Let's do what we do. Don't panic. Let's get back to playing football like we know how.
Full start. Offense, number 76, 5-yard penalty, second down.
That's on Caleb Etienne, the transfer from Butler Community College. Yeah, look at the rushing yards, just 54 rushing yards tonight for OSU.
To me, that's the biggest, most glaring stat. You know, it's not something you're used to seeing with Oklahoma State football teams. And it makes it tough to throw the football when you're not able to run it. You've been behind the chains, especially particularly the second half.
Just staring down Green, who ran a nice route. The freshman.
Good throw over there by Shane. Good job in rhythm to the field. He's got a big enough arm to make all the throws. As you see there, he's still going at Braswell. He's a good corner. We like that matchup. Good throw, on time, on target. Brings up third and short. It's a big play.
High formation here. Brown. I don't think he got it. No, he's going to be a yard short. Allen Love in on the tackle. Kyrique McDonald also. Why not go to Jalen Warren there? I mean, he's the bulldozer, right? We saw him bulldoze through the line in for a touchdown.
Yeah, he's low center of gravity. He's kind of their, in my opinion, I think he's their short yardage back. But honestly, it doesn't matter. If you watch the line of scrimmage is moving into the offensive backfield. So they're getting all the push. You gotta tip your hat to that defensive line. They are causing havoc up front. And right now, that's a difference in the run game.
.7:12 left to go. Missouri State will have the ball when we come back to Stillwater. Well, Oklahoma State has been known for their offense. They've had some big names come through. Mason Rudolph led the FBS in passing in 2017. James Washington receiving in 2017. Of course, Chuba Hubbard, 2019, tore it up carrying the football. I mean, OSU is known for that offense, and they're going to have Spencer Sanders coming back, we think, next week from COVID protocol, so that should click in a little bit more.
Yeah, he's a starting quarterback, so that's kind of what you expect. You know, those three guys on that list had unbelievable careers here and now playing on Sundays. So there's been a lot of talent. Oklahoma State fans have been very blessed to have a lot of really good offensive players come through here in the last I don't know what, 16, 17 years.
Jason Shelley takes it to the 21, taken down by Malcolm Rodriguez.
Good job on first down there. It's not there, get some pressure. Do what he does best. Move forward, pick up 5 yards. Now it's 2nd and 5. This is right where you want to be if you're Missouri State.
Myron Mason is the back. They'll throw the tight end, Tia Vasua. 2 yards short of the first down. Christian Holmes got there.
That's a big-time tackle by Christian Holmes on a big tight end. I know Christian Holmes, I would call him a bigger corner, but to stick your nose in there like that in crucial plays, that's big.
Yeah, 3rd down, Missouri State, 1 for 11.
They've got to find a way to convert. Oklahoma State's been good for the last couple years on 3rd down.
Shelley to the air, DeMaurier Vick. Yeah, that is pass interference. 3 flags worth.
Pass interference. Defense number 6. 15-yard penalty. Automatic first down.
Jabbar Muhammad.
Yeah, I think that's a good call. He's in his hip pocket, just gets there a little bit too soon, a little too much. There's hand fighting up and down the field. Those are tough. I mean, it's hard to play corner at any level. That's tough. That's a big play. Moving them closer to midfield.
Now, penalties this half for Oklahoma State, 7 for 75 yards.
Those are the things that keep coaches up at night. Those are the, especially the self-inflicted wounds, the pre-snap penalties, the holds, the stuff that can be kind of controlled. Those are the things that fire coaches up more than anything.
The ruling on the field was an incomplete forward pass. The previous play is under further review.
Not sure about this one.
Yeah,
I need to see that again.
I wonder if Coach Petrino do a challenge flag or told him to stop it and take a look at it. I wasn't sure that he.
So they're going back to look on the pass interference call to see if DeMaurier Vick caught the football.
It sure looks like he does. Gets that right elbow down. The ball does not move. This sure does look like a completion to me.
Yeah. Look at him get that one arm underneath the football, and he hangs on.
What a play. What a play. He's been highly advertised. I was excited to watch him play. Local guy, big-time player last year, put up great numbers. He's their #1 guy. I was excited to watch him play, especially after hearing about how hard of a worker he is, how good of a guy he is. He just, he's an easy guy to root for. What a play there.
And back in his home state from right down the road, played at Westmore for Lorenzo Williams. He set their high school record for single game and career pass receptions. And Bobby Petrino told us he's been the most reliable target in camp. He makes you smile every day for how much he loves playing the game.
Those guys are infectious.
After further review, the receiver caught the ball. Therefore, the penalty is declined. It's first down, Missouri State.
Yeah, definitely worth the second look if you're Bobby Petrino. Clutch play from DeMaurier Vick.
He's been relatively quiet for his standards tonight. But you can tell this Oklahoma State defense has a plan for him. They know that he's their #1 guy. They're going good on good. They're going to try to eliminate him from this football game.
1st and 10 from their own 49. Wide open lane. 1st down and then some. Taken down at the 30. A 21-yard pickup.
Good protection. Malcolm Rodriguez comes off the strong side. Doesn't get there in time. And that's pitch and catch. That's too wide open. That's too easy for a veteran quarterback that's played a lot of football like Jason Shelley.
Back to Lane. You can tell that connection is strong between Shelley and Xavier Lane.
They said he had a great fall camp. And I think the confidence, kind of the wherewithal where he's going to be. You know he's going to do the right thing, run the right route, the right depth. And that's big. That's big for a relationship between quarterback and receiver.
And Lane 7 catches for 76 yards tonight. I was looking for Mason, but he got tangled up in the OSU defense. See, now you get to where they've struggled, and that's on 3rd down. They're 2 for 12.
Yeah, that's not ideal. I mean, you're going up against the #1 ranked 3rd down defense in the country last year. For the most part, they've been 3rd and short, so they've been relatively good on 1st and 2nd down. They've just got to find a way to convert these 3rd and medium, 3rd and short, 3rd downs. Man coverage.
Hand off to Mason. Just enough speed to get that 1st down. The 3rd time they've converted a 3rd down in the game.
And it was a big one. It was a big one. They needed that. Man coverage, basically just a glorified toss. You got a little speedster back there. Get him the ball on the perimeter. Let him get around the edge. Great design by the offensive coordinator, Nick Petrino.
Shelley's flushed. Back to the line of scrimmage. Brock Martin with some pressure.
Where we're at in this game, you got 4 minutes, you're down 14 points. You got to come away with a touchdown, obviously. So you got to find a way. You got to empty the tank. Whatever your best shot play here. I like taking a shot on 2nd down here, because in 3rd down they're going to come after you. Here they go in empty check for Oklahoma State. Has been blitz 0, blitz everybody. Looked like that's what they were going to do. Jason Shelley checks out of whatever play they had called. Here they come.
Back to Lane. Ball popped out. And it was Devin Harper who fell on it. The officials are going to gather up and talk about this.
The rolling on the field, it's a completed forward catch and a subsequent forward fumble. By rule, the ball will be placed back to the fumbling spot. 2nd down. Correction, 3rd down.
Okay, so 3rd down here for Missouri State.
You go back to that last play. They had an all-out pressure. They saw the screen. The defensive line and Malcolm Rodriguez recognized it. They came back to that tunnel screen they ran earlier, redirected, and chased him down from behind. Made a great play on defense.
Got to get another 3rd down. They've done it once. Flag comes out.
Might have a roughing the passer here.
Personal foul. Roughing the passer. Defense number 9. Half the distance to the goal. Automatic first down.
Wow, that's Brock Martin.
Brock's a veteran player. He has played a lot of football for this team. He knows better. That's arguably one of the biggest plays of the game. And now you just give him first down and goal. That's they let him off the hook there. They gotta bow their neck, find a way to get a stop. Good job by this Missouri State offense. You got to tip your hat. They've hung in there. Jason Shelley's played a heck of a football game.
Shelley's going to try to get him in the end zone. They haven't been there tonight. They did once, but had it called back on a holding penalty. That one goes in for good. Tyrone Scott. Touchdown, Missouri State. And there's a flag in the end zone.
On top of that, they may get Trey Sterling with a little targeting, which will be a huge blow for this Oklahoma State defense.
2 flags come out in the end zone.
You can just tell the poise of Jason Shelley. He just stands in there. I mean, he just each play just keeps bringing it. You know, it's not going to be perfect for him all the time. He knew it was going to be a challenge tonight. Gosh, you got to like his composure, his aggressiveness, his toughness, his accuracy. He's thrown the ball relatively. He had one errant maybe throw. He's thrown the ball really well. He's a good leader. You can tell he's going to be a really good football player for this team this season.
And you can tell too, his teammates want to play for him. They want to perform for him.
Absolutely, and that's, you know, sometimes, especially as a new guy, that's half the battle. It's hard to come in and win over a locker room, but it's pretty clear just talking to coaches he has.
The result of the play is a touchdown. Personal foul, targeting. Defense number 3. After the play, unsportsmanlike conduct. Offense number 14. The previous play is under further review.
So they will review the targeting call on Trey Sterling, and because obviously that it happened in the 4th quarter, if it is targeting, he would miss the first half of Tulsa next week. So you look for lowering the helmet, leading with the crown of the helmet, launching.
He definitely checked both the first 2 boxes. He definitely lowers his helmet. It's hard to tell if he makes contact helmet to helmet.
Yeah, he does.
Yeah. I think that's the right call. He's one of their veteran leaders. He's played a lot of football, highly regarded safety across the country. That's tough. This game was so fast, so violent, especially down here in the red zone. Everything happened so fast. It's just hard. You know, you're playing safety. It's got to be hard to, you know, still be aggressive, still be smart where you don't cost your team, but you know, you just don't want to jeopardize playing next week. But unfortunately, it looks like that's going to be the case.
It's hard too because Tyrone Scott, as he's catching that, is going down. So as the defender, you're trying to get down too, and I mean that makes it even harder.
Yeah, I've never played a snap of defense in my life.
Yeah.
So I'm not going to act like I know what it's like, but gosh, you know, I get it. Tom Brady talked about it this week. You know, you make basically penalize the offense for their mistakes. Like, this is not really the route you want to throw into a quarter safety. You kind of hung him out to try a little bit, so it's really not an ideal place to go with the football. It pays off. You get a big touchdown. And a big-time player on defense for Oklahoma State is going to have to leave the game.
If this stands, targeting was the original call on the field. They always go and review it. Sterling would not be able to play in the rest of this game, does not have to leave the playing field, but also won't be able to play in the first half next week against Tulsa.
I'm all for player safety, and I think 9 times out of 10 they get this thing right, and I think it's the right thing to do because, again, these guys are big men, they're physical. Every play is like a car crash is what I tell people. but you want to be safe. You want to protect your head.
After further review, the ruling on the field of targeting is confirmed. Number 3 is disqualified from the game. After the play on sportsmanlike conduct, offense number 14, those penalties will both be enforced. Try for point.
So the unsportsmanlike was on Myron Mason of Missouri State, but Trey Sterling done for tonight and the first half of next week. I think with about 3 minutes left, the momentum has shifted to Bobby Petrino and Missouri State's side.
I agree. You're in this 4 minute, you got 3 minutes and 6 seconds left. You're in 4 minute offense. Got to get a few first downs. Got to run the clock. They got all 3 timeouts. Oklahoma State's got to find a way to muster up a couple first downs and move the chains.
Lozano's kick is up and good. Missouri State has just been gaining momentum as this game goes on, finding their first touchdown of the night.
Courtney, we talked about it all week. This team has some talent. They got new guys that have played at other big-time schools. They've got the players that have been here for years. Bobby Petrino's doing a great job of getting the best out of each and every player. He is got to be happy for his football team.
Early on, it was Oklahoma State with Shane Illingworth getting the job done. Tay Martin was that favorite target on the opening drive. 4 catches for him on that drive, including their touchdown. And Oklahoma State looked in control. The rushing touchdown for the transfer, Jalen Warren. He was able to punch it in. And then LD Brown getting some love too, but it's changed to Missouri State. Jason Shelley really has them clicking.
He's played well, particularly in the second half. He's not doing too much, not forcing things, taking what they give you. He's throwing the ball accurately. He's really impressed me tonight.
Got LD Brown back there. Oh, he touched it, and then Missouri State fell on it. It's Missouri State ball! Oh my goodness.
They didn't have momentum. They got momentum now.
The ruling on the field is that the free kick was first touched by the receiving team, subsequently recovered by the kicking team. First down, Missouri State.
Wow. Myron Mason got in on that to recover it. Look at this.
Wow. Coach Gundy was very specific about special teams, how good he thought they were going to be. That was not a very good example of good special teams in a crucial situation in this game.
I'll pitch it to Mason. And we've seen Missouri State's offense. They've done a little bit of everything, too. I mean, they've thrown the ball. Jason Shelley can run. They've used their running backs. They've got weapons down here.
Absolutely. They do. They've got speed. They got some big receivers, big targets, especially down here in the red zone they really like. Yeah, he's getting creative. Offense coordinator Nick Petrino's doing a great job of kind of keeping Oklahoma State off balance. Oklahoma State's they're a very aggressive defense, particularly up front, the front 7. Nick Petrino's found a way to kind of neutralize them as this game's gone on.
Oh, the ball was snapped and Shelley wasn't ready. Lucky enough to fall on it. I saw Xavier Lane on the far side. He was lined up, started jumping up and down, and Shelley looked to the sideline. Yeah,
they were trying to get his attention. I think they wanted to change plays. I think they had a beat on what they were trying to do defensively. And I think offense coordinator Nick Petrino was trying to get attention.
Full start. Offense, number 1. 5-yard penalty. Second down.
how do you keep your group in check here if you're on offense, if you're Jason Shelley? So, I mean, they're so close.
Yeah, I think you're in 4-down territory here, so you don't have to get it all in one play. I just think you got to say one play at a time. You're down here, you're right where you want to be. Just got to make a play.
Looking to throw, looking for Mitchell. Third and 14.
As we talked about, Missouri State struggling on 3rd down. This is not an ideal situation to be in, especially with the game on the line. Playing against the #1 ranked defense in the country from a year ago. Nick Petrino's got to have his best play call of the night right here.
Well, Xavier Lane has had the most catches. He's on this near side in this little bunch package. Shelley hit it as he's thrown, looking for Lane, incomplete.
Guess who got home? Malcolm Rodriguez. They're all up. They're making you think they're going to go a little blitz zero. This is tough on the offensive line. He kind of wraps around from the left side of the football all the way to the right side. You got to find a way to pass that off if you're the center or the right guard. That's tough to do on the fly, especially when you're anticipating all-out pressure. They had a little disguise there. That's the cat and mouse game. The defense coordinator, Jim Knowles, likes to play.
Biggest play of the game. Missouri State going for it on 4th down. 2:04 left. Lane's at the top of the screen. Coming across the field in between his hands.
They had him. Blitz zero, he drifted. They had him. Good stand there by Oklahoma State. Had a little mishap on special teams. Defense, do what they hope you do all year for Oklahoma State, to get some big-time stops, and that was a big-time stop there.
Shelley's handled the pressure pretty well.
He has, and right there, I mean, they're obviously bringing more than they can block, but the offensive line, they give them just enough time to get that ball off. I mean, they're very close to completing that pass and potentially walking in for a touchdown.
Under 2 minutes to go. Oklahoma State's got to be smart and take care of the football. Brown. I mean, the Cowboys saying thanks for their defense today.
Timeout. Missouri State, their first charge timeout of the half. 30 seconds in length.
Absolutely. They've played well. You know, they've had, a couple missed assignments here and there. But, right now, I think, to be in this ballgame, I think, Oklahoma State's going to look at this tape after the game, and they got to find ways to run the football effectively. I think that's how this team is going to be wired. If they want to win a bunch of games and go where they want to go, they've got to run the football effectively, and they haven't been able to do so. This little 4-minute offense, you're an air raid or you're a spread team, this isn't something you practice all the time. You're used to going fast. You want to get on the ball. You're signaling. This, you got to slow it down. So I didn't really even hardly practice this until I got to the NFL. So this is a situation where you got to get a first down. They've got 2 timeouts left. You got to, obviously the ball's staying on the ground. So up front you got to get pushed. You got to get a lane for these running backs. Get a first down, protect the football. You got to move a little slower than you used to. It's tough.
And trying to kill under 2 minutes. 2nd and 6. Shot to Green. Incomplete.
I'm not real sure I agree with that play call.
Yeah, the clock stops.
Yeah, that, and they save a timeout. I'm not real sure I agree with that. Keep the ball on the ground. Worst case scenario, you make Missouri State burn a timeout. I'm not real sure. I'm not sure what the logic is there, but here we are, 3rd and medium. Looks like Missouri State's going to try to come after him. Here they come.
Illingworth looking to the near side. Misses Johnson. And again, the clock stops.
Yeah, I'm not real sure. They had him wide open. A little miscommunication there between Braden Johnson and Shane Illingworth. He's able to connect there. Obviously, you get a first down. Could be a big play. I just go back to that second down play. I'm not real sure I agree with it. Keep the ball on the ground. Again, you got a good defense. Make them burn timeouts. Worst case scenario, you got to punt, rely on your defense. But now you give Missouri State plenty of time.
Oh, Mitchell fell on it at the 30. I mean, you think part of the problem is they haven't been able to run the ball? I mean, they have 59 rushing yards.
Absolutely. There's no doubt. I mean, that's, you got, whatever, 25 plays, 25 run plays on the sheet. None of them have really been working. I just think right there you got to go to the well one more time and hand it off. Just from a game handling, game management perspective, just to keep the clock moving, or if they decide to take a timeout, at least you, like you said, you make them burn one. I know it's been a rough night on the ground for Oklahoma State. I just think from a game management perspective, I think that that was the wrong way to go.
All right, so Jason Shelley back out there with time to work with. Pass through the hands of DeMaurier Vick. How much does Shelley's experience help in this kind of situation?
It's huge. When he was at Utah, we saw what he did against BYU.
Yeah.
Brought him back down 20. This guy's got ice water in his veins. I mean, he's a cool customer back there. So he doesn't get phased, and they've all out blitzed him. They've hit him a couple times. He's not rattled. He's been here, done this before. It's a veteran player. I think if you're Nick Petrino, the offensive coordinator from Missouri State, you feel really good about having Jason Shelley behind center.
5 seconds on the play clock. Looking to escape. Oh, and couldn't quite get out of bounds.
Yeah, that's a quarterback mistake there. You got to get out of bounds, save your timeout. Now you got to burn one. Yeah, he's got to know better than that. He's played enough football. You're near the sideline.
Timeout. Missouri State. Their second charge timeout of the half. 30 seconds in length. Correction. 60 seconds in length.
And look at him before the play.
Yeah, they're a little late. I think they want to make a check. They're a little late getting it in. Obviously, the play clock's going down. That's quarterback. There's not much worse than that right there, especially in a critical situation. But those extra 2 yards, they don't matter. Step out of bounds right there at the 35-yard line. Stop the clock. Save your timeout. Move on to the next play. That's a good teaching moment right there. He'll learn from that. He's a smart guy. He'll learn from that. That's easy. That's an easy fix. So Nick Petrino.
Now you've got 3rd down and 3, and Oklahoma State's got to have some confidence in this situation on defense.
Absolutely. This is where I get excited when I'm watching tape. I'm like, all right, if I'm playing quarterback, are they going to drop 8? Are they going to rush 4? Are they going to come after me? Game's on the line. I've seen defense coordinator Jim Knowles dial it up. This is right here. This is why I get excited. This is what it's all about. I'm anxious to see what philosophy he takes. I wouldn't be surprised just knowing his nature. Instead of sitting back, I'd be shocked if he doesn't come after him.
Missouri State is 3 for 14 on 3rd down tonight.
It's like two-man. He got 2 deep, man under. Jason Shelley gets an alley. No one accounts for the quarterback.
Shelley will keep it. Straight ahead he goes for the first down.
Big play. Now the clock stops. Get an injury.
It's Ian Fitzgerald who is down. The right tackle.
Timeout for an injured player.
He's one of those, a returning starter, played left tackle last year for Missouri State, now at the right tackle spot.
That's the first time we've seen defense coordinator Jim Knowles dial up 2-man. I like it. They're playing inside leverage underneath. You got 2 deep safeties. The only thing that can really beat you are out-breaking routes or the quarterback run. And unfortunately right there for Oklahoma State, Jason Shelley's athletic ability gets him the first down. But that was a nice little wrinkle. Caused a little confusion. I'm sure offensive coordinator Nick Petrino was thinking, he's probably going to come after me. He's been coming after me all game. let's dial up a little zone read, let the quarterback use his experience and try to pick up this first down.
Well, Jason Shelley, you mentioned it. Back in 2018 when he was playing for Utah, they were down 20-0. Had a huge play, the game-winning touchdown here in the fourth quarter to beat BYU. They would move on to the Pac-12 title game. Jason Shelley has been on the big stage before against Power 5 teams.
I'm impressed. I mean, I'm walking away from this game, I'm impressed. You know, he just brings that poise, that composure. He's just smooth, you know, when he gets out and runs, it doesn't look like he's trying to take off or, you know, he's not a blazer, but man, he is tough, he's smart, he's playing a heck of a game.
Over the middle. Jordan Murray picks up the first down. Missouri State still has one timeout.
Oklahoma State decided to rush 3 there, play too deep, kind of keep everything in front of you and not get beat over the top.
Well, Shelley almost picked off by Christian Holmes. He was looking for Xavier Lane.
Good play there by Christian Holmes. He wanted to jump it. Late in the game, you can jump those. Sometimes early in the game, those get a little tricky, but good play there by Christian Holmes.
Holmes, the transfer from Missouri, played 4 seasons there in his 6th year of college football. 2nd and 10. Just overthrew Jordan Murray.
That's a big target. I see what they see. It's too deep. You're trying to run 2-on-1 combinations on the safety. Try to fit one in there. Down the seam. You got a big target. I don't mind it. I think that's a smart idea. You know, you can tell right here, Oklahoma State's playing soft. They're not going to lay anything behind them. With the very little, 34 seconds left in this game, you got to find a way to get first down, move the chains, keep this game alive.
Another 3rd down, Missouri State 4 for 15.
There it is, blitz 0. They're bringing somebody down to help protect.
Start. Offense. That penalty is declined. Delay a game. Offense. 5-yard penalty. 3rd down.
That's the cat and mouse game right there, like we talked about earlier. They go empty. So what's Oklahoma State do? They checked an all-out blitz. This time they had a plan. They brought a guy down the inner line of scrimmage. Now you can slide into that pressure, try to take the hit off the quarterback, allow him just 1 extra second to get the ball out. I like the adjustment. Unfortunately, the delay game sets him back 5 yards.
Isaac Smith running on the field late there for Missouri State, the tight end on the near side. Gives Oklahoma State a chance to run in Brendan Evers. Shelley launches it, threads the needle, and the catch made by Tyrone Scott. 23 yards.
Rolling on the field as a completed forward pass.
What a big time throw by Jason Shelley. That's the area of that defense that gets a little soft, kind of between the numbers and the hash. He threw a fastball. Low, protected his receiver. What a throw. The biggest play of the game.
Well, that was to Tyrone Scott, the Central Michigan transfer. Just made 2 appearances for them last season. Now Nick Petrino and his offense have another chance here.
New life.
Play clock operator, please reset the game clock to 27 seconds. 2-7.
2-by-2 set usually gets teams into some type of base defense, some type of split safety.
Shelley calling on Xavier Lane. Can't find him.
Good pass rush there by Broughton Martin off the edge. Jason Shelley having to step up. This is where it gets fun.
Third
As a
down.
quarterback, you love these moments. This is what you play the position. This is what you play the sport for. Here they come.
And they get to Shelley. A host of Cowboys.
The biggest third down of the night.
Missouri State takes their last and final timeout of the half. 30 seconds in left.
They come after him. Little zero blitz, all-out pressure. They finally get home. Defense coordinator Jim Knowles has dialed this up quite a few times tonight. Haven't been able to get home and get that sack quite like they want.
Colin Oliver in on it.
Biggest play of the night. They step up, get a big-time sack.
So this is it. You've seen Shelley all night. What do you want him to do?
Man, this is tough. Again, you know, you hate to be in this situation. You get the ball at the 35-yard line. You got 15 seconds left. You know, this is tough. I mean, you got to stretch the field. If it's me, I'm going empty. I'm running 4 verticals, and I'm gonna find a safety to pick on. 2-on-1 on the safety. Try to throw a hole shot. Try to throw a seam, kind of that seam ball we were talking about earlier between the numbers and the hash, and try to attack this split safety. So you can tell how deep they are. So they're vulnerable in between the numbers and the hash is where this defense has some vulnerability.
Timeout. Oklahoma State, their first charge, timeout of the half. 30 seconds in length.
If you're Oklahoma State, how confident are you in your defense right now?
You know, very. I mean, they were the number one third down defense in the country last year. They've got a lot of veteran players. They've practiced this situation. I can guarantee you Coach Gundy has practiced this situation several times. So yeah, you're comfortable with it. Now, here's the play. Know your assignment. Don't be an eye violator. Sometimes these corners want to make an interception on the last play. Just know your assignment. Do your job. Don't try to do too much on defense. Keep them in front of you. Don't let them get the big play. Don't let them get behind your head. But this is fun. This is fun. It's a lot more comfortable up here in the booth in the AC than being behind center, but especially on 4th and long. But this is what college football is all about.
Just want to point out Xavier Lane, who has had the most catches for Missouri State, is the wide receiver at the bottom of your screen. This is it for the Bears. Shelley feeling the pressure right in his face. Devin Harper takes him down.
The super senior comes up big, comes up real big when they need him.
He's been here 100 years, and that's probably one of the biggest plays of his time in Stillwater.
I tell you what, you got to give that offensive line a lot of credit. For the most part, they've kept Jason Shelley relatively clean. But when the plays need to be made, Oklahoma State was able to find a way to get a stop when they needed it.
Oh, and again, Oklahoma State's defense kept them in this ball game. It's been a little shaky offensively in the second half.
This is the best play of football right here. The old victory formation. Whether it's pretty or not, it's still, we love to get in that formation to close out games.
Well, Oklahoma State has now won 26 straight home openers. Mike Gundy's crew gets it done 23-16. We expect to see Spencer Sanders back at quarterback for next week for Oklahoma State. That's a really good sign.
You hope that if you're Oklahoma State, that'll open up the run game a little bit. Get him involved maybe in the run game and try to get that zone read. And you know, it's two different offenses. When they install offenses for Shane Illingworth versus when they install offenses for Spencer Sanders. So, you know, look, it's our first game. There's a lot to learn from on this tape. It wasn't pretty. You escaped with a win. It's on to the next one. Next man up. And I think they'll be excited to have Spencer Sanders back next week.
Best thing that you saw at Oklahoma State tonight?
You know, I go to the defensive side of the ball. You know, I know it wasn't perfect at all times. You know, but they played aggressive. They tackled pretty well. They didn't give up a ton of explosive plays. You know, other than the first drive on offense, they didn't have a whole lot of excitement. They were able to get a couple chunks, play fast like they want to play. You know, I think offensively, you know, they got to go back to the drawing board, kind of figure some things out, kind of get in a rhythm and find out what they're going to be good at going forward. But overall, you got to tip your cap to defensive coordinator Jim Knowles and that defense. They stepped up, made big-time plays. When their back was against the wall, they had to play a lot of plays in the second half. They stepped up to the task. It was a big-time performance by this defense.
So Oklahoma State, opening night, a victory for the Cowboys. They take down Missouri State 23-16. It was good to have football back. It was good to have fans back in the stands. For Brandon Whedon, Shane Sparks, our entire crew, I'm Courtney Lyle. Oklahoma State victorious in Stillwater tonight.